McCartney had a box bass, that little harp-looking one. That sounds right. Hello, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. The only show that's found anywhere in the universe, you know that, because we're the only ones that step out, get involved, and solve your problems, answer your questions, take your complaints, make your life a little easier, and we do it with finesse. And if we entertain you along the way, don't hold it against us. We love what we do. And really, I call it media with a purpose because I get so sick and tired of the media. I really do. You know, I do. I do. I think that they all have missions, and they all have, you know, they all are preaching to us, and they treat us like idiots, and most of the time they don't cover important stuff. Now there are exceptions, of course. And this is not a news show. This is not an opinion show. This is basically taking your problems. Well, we give plenty of opinions after we get the information. And then we solve problems. So we have taken the airways and made it a big town meeting. You know, one guy calls about a guy that took money and ran. Okay, now, normally, that doesn't make a big difference, except somebody else hears that name and says, wait a minute. He did that to me. And then somebody across town says, wait, he did that to me. So we aggregate voices. We put them together. And we're a big town hall meeting. And then we get our torches out and go after Frankenstein sometimes. So we get our mobs together when we need to. We do whatever it takes to put the bad guys out of business. And then we do, well, whatever it takes legally. We're not going to literally take our torches. And then we also promote the good guys on the referral list, the original list ever of its kind, that actually has teeth and enforcement. It's the only one. No matter what they say, it's the only one. And we prove it each and every day by solving problems for every other list in town, bar none. We solve all of their problems. Because when you call them, they don't have a solution. They don't even have a consumer advocate at the helm. They just have somebody collecting a check. 303-713-8255. So, why don't we solve your problems right now, okay? Just a quick programming note. I was hoping to have some video up on the Eclipse from where I was. You know, it's nothing more than another video, right? So, I mean, it's not a big deal. It's like, once you see one, you've seen them all. Really, you have. There's nothing special about mine, but I was hoping to have it up there. But I couldn't get it edited in time. And but it was fun being in Nebraska because of the people I was with. I just like regular people. I love people. And I mean regular us people. You know, so much in the media we see news and we hear from people that aren't us. I'm serious. And then when you get out and realize, wait, there are some real people still here. In fact, most of us are real people. I hope that makes sense to you. But you get the impression from the media that people are in a certain, I don't know, demographic. And they always talk and report about the same demographic. And when you get out and see the variety of people we live with and how wonderful they are, and watching the eclipse together brought us together. And I said it before, whenever we can see something in common, I mean, this was something the entire earth was watching, or at least this swath, and we all saw the same thing, and it was all awe-inspiring, and it brought us together. It's a unifying event. Because
kumbaya.
It is. That's right. It was a unifying event. And that, unfortunately, 9/11 was too, when we watched those images, and the presidential assassination of Kennedy, and the moon landing. Now, some unifying events are positive. Some unifying events are negative. It's wonderful when you can have a unifying event where everyone simply gasped at how awesome it was, and it gave you a very nice feeling to know that everyone in that field was feeling the same thing. It's not that way. It's not that way when you observe politics or a TV show or a movie or a speech. It's not unifying. But there was no discussion. There's no debate. There was not a debate. Well, that wasn't that awe-inspiring. Oh, yes, it was. That was nothing. No, everyone was speechless. They just went, oh, wow. When you saw that total one, where all of the sun's glory behind it was shining through. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that. That's why I think people love it. Whenever we experience the same thing, it tends to bring people together. I remember walking down the streets in New York right after 9/11. I went there a few days later, like 2 days later, to cover it. I happened to be in Chicago in my motorhome, so they diverted me over there, and I did it for Fox National and for Hannity and Sean Hannity's show, and for my radio show, which was syndicated. And I remember people walking around, and you'd look at each other and you'd give a little smile and a nod, and everyone was unified. Now, that was a negative unifying event, but it's because we all experienced that same devastation, even though we weren't directly involved. So that's what I think the eclipse did. So yeah, it was a kumbaya. So what? Who cares? That's a wonderful thing to have. And you know, Super Bowls do that for cities. Some Super Bowls do that for cities, although there's still diversity there. Not everyone goes for the same team. But you can, like, remember the hockey team, the U.S. hockey team beating Russia years ago. That was kind of a unifying moment. There are different ones throughout history. Some are positive, some are negative. But I don't think anyone thought the eclipse was just, oh, well, big deal, if you were actually there watching it. I don't think so. I think everyone was kind of moved by it. So that's all I have to say about it. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We had a great time. And I would like to know what's on your mind today. So let's go to the phones. Eva, what's going on with you, Eva?
Good morning. Hey, thank you for the little visit we had over the phone yesterday, the update.
Mark, did you talk to Eva yesterday? Or?
She's the one with the grandson, Mark, ABN.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, anyhow.
Well, anyway, the original call that we took, I remember your grandson got on the phone with us.
Oh, my God, he was rude.
Because I was upset that he was treating you. You were trying to figure out a way to help him, and I said, why don't you kick his ass out? And you said, well, I can. He'll get upset. And then I said, you know, he's useless. He got on the phone, Mark. Do you remember him?
Yeah, we sent the cops out. Let's not forget that.
And wasn't he saying, dude, you know, it's none of your business, man.
You have a degree in psychology.
Yeah, that's what
he was so arrogant.
You know, of course, like he knew everything. He says, so you know what makes me tick, dude, huh? You got a degree in psychology?
And I loved what you said to him.
I said, get your ass out of her house and leave her alone and grow up.
It was wonderful. Thank you for sticking up for me.
Well, we did, but did it help?
Well, eventually I had to call the police on him on August 4th because I wouldn't get a home equity line of credit for him to use. And
so he was demanding that not only does his grandmother take him in, but he wanted you to get him a line of credit.
Yes, so he could make his dreams come true.
And what were his dreams?
Oh, he wanted to go on tour as a rap artist.
Oh, God.
And you wouldn't back him?
Oh, I wouldn't do anything. And so he threatened me, and so I called the police, and he's been in jail ever since. And I'm so relieved to have him out of the house.
This is almost hard to believe.
And the judge wanted to give him $1,000 bond, and I stood up and I said, please, I'm afraid of him. He needs some mental intervention.
Was he pissed at you when you turned him in?
Oh, well, I'm sure, but there's a protective order. He can't talk to me, so
he'll never come back to bug you. So he was bugging you to make his dream come true. How much did he want?
$150,000 line of credit.
And what was he going to do with it?
He said $89,000 minimum to go on tour. The rest was to pay off his probation and other legal fees, and just to live off of.
What a joke.
And this is the reason that I'm calling today. One of the things he did in April, and he's been terrible to me since then, he signed a lease without showing it to me or talking to me for a $1,700 apartment in downtown Fort Collins.
But this has nothing to do with you, dear.
Well, but I would like to have the audience know, and
know what?
This lease is outrageous.
What, now you're still fighting his battles? Wait a minute.
Well, hey, he's my family.
Wait a minute. So you're calling, he's in jail after threatening her. He's in jail. Now she's calling to get him out of a lease.
Well, actually, I want to do some public service and let people know.
What? What do you want to let people know?
This lease is outrageous.
How is it outrageous?
You have to pay ahead of time for your apartment, even though it's not going to be ready. They said it might. They have 60 days.
What? You have to put down a deposit?
Yes.
That's not unheard of.
No, but you have to wait 60 days for them to turn over the apartment to you.
That's not unusual in a tight, not in a tight rental market. When there's new stuff going up, people take deposits all the time.
But even if they can't deliver the apartment?
Well, they take deposits all the time. They hope they're going to deliver them in 60 days. Sometimes they're delayed. Eva, that is not unheard of. No, really? It's absolutely not unheard of.
Wow.
With new construction, new rentals, even purchases, they take deposits up front. Absolutely.
Wow.
I mean, I would do it if I was going to, if there was a good builder and I wanted to buy a place and they had models and they were respectable and they had other successful projects. For example, if East-West Partners, if they're doing a condo development, they have them all over the country. They're beautiful, and they say, here's what we're building. They show a model. They show things. They say, here, you got to put this money down. Of course I would. Yeah, I would do it if I wanted the place. Now, with rentals, it's a little different. I don't know if I would with a rental unless I knew the company and they had a really good reputation. But the point is, did he put down a deposit?
No, and they
well, then what difference does it make?
Well, because they want the whole year, even if they don't rent the place, they want the whole year. They're taking him to collections, they think.
Because he broke a lease, right?
Right, but he never...
Eva, part of his problem and part of the reason his ass is in jail is you. You are here now making excuses for a punk that signed his name and now has grandma, again, fighting his battles. He signed a stupid lease. He made a stupid mistake. Let it kick his ass, please. And please stop fighting his battles. And please start living for Eva right now, okay? Not some entitled little creep. No, let him sit in jail and worry about this lease. Why are you worried about it? And why are you trying to turn them into the bad guys? This guy had every opportunity to read that lease. He thinks he's a self-styled genius. He tried to go to war with me, but it was really unfair. It was like I was fighting with nuclear weapons, and this guy has a pea shooter. It was terrible.
Yeah.
And you know, he just thought he was some intellectual. Leave him alone. Let him sit in jail. I'm not going to help you, Eva. You want to let people know how outrageous that lease is? Why? I don't. Okay? I don't agree with you. I like you, Eva, but I'm not going to help you help him. Nope, no more. Your time is done. Live for yourself.
Wow. That woman's an enabler.
There's still that closure on the west side of the ramp eastbound I-70.
Total enabler. The best thing she can do is cut that kid off.
What did he do?
Poor kid, too. He just left off her, and then he wanted her to...
Kept taking her car.
He wanted her to say that she was driving in this accident that he had. He didn't have a license.
So she's been enabling him for some time.
And his dad. He bought her son and her other son. She bought them houses.
Houses?
Yeah. And even though she bought them houses, she's still the grandson still lives with her.
With your traffic and weather.
Hey babe,
Sounds like she's enabling the
I'm
whole
getting
plan.
ready to have Simply Force on, so can I mark that off?
No.
Okay.
Including IRA CDs. To learn more, stop by
What?
any Bilco branch. Visit Bilco.org.
I might use it for...
Or call 1-800-BILCO-1. If you're insured by NC.
something else.
Thank you for everyone. If you're anywhere near my age and you've been an athletic or just hardworking person, you might
Jay.
have joined the last
You meant on my...
I did.
Hi.
When you're out.
All right.
Oh,
What's
good.
under there? How's
CV?
business going? Really good, I imagine.
Is that your Black Forest hat?
The hail, huh?
We're rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
No,
Numbers are all weird. Black
perhaps you're cooler than that. I don't even know what Black Forest is.
Black Forest together, like we guys, all you Black Forest people, we use a couple.
Oh, Black Forest. Oh, that's right. We live
I
in
have 3 crews. And unfortunately,
Oh, is that for us?
you know, just when things get good,
No, I wouldn't touch it. Who
I
knows
lost
what's in that thing?
3 of my lead guys.
I can't believe he put his, where his
So
mouth
there's 4
goes
guys
in his head.
milked the whole winter. Who did? You know, I told them not to just.
Go out at a time.
He's got a season.
Well, I give you keep it going.
Okay.
And then.
So I sent you pictures for Erica. It's a follow-up of Dan lined up simply for his buddy. So just so you know, Buddy is in a dorm room getting his kids settled for college. So I told him we'd
10
get him
gutter
on
guys
quick.
right now.
So you're done with Eva.
One with a lot of experience.
Yeah, I love it.
The rest
I
are
do
just about
too.
ready
She's
to.
sweetie.
Go
I'm
on.
glad that kid's in jail.
I've got the equipment. I've got 4 gutter machines.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing a lot of gutters.
Jay,
Do you need that many?
I'm just rehearsing my names.
Do you need that many gutter machines?
4? Yeah.
You do?
It's a lot of gutters.
Man, that doesn't. That's what I was telling him. That I can barely keep up with the gutters.
Really?
We've got the roofing. It's happening. We're popping it. You know, we're probably doing about 8 roofs a day. But the gutters, the gutters, we're maybe doing 4 to 6 a day.
Let me know when the audio can go off.
Is that because you're people? You can't get good gutter people?
I want to talk to you.
Having a very difficult time with it. Yep.
Are
gutters harder? No.
Done it.
It's just, it's all my gutter guys are employees, we train them, it's all in-house, it's just, it's a little bit different animal.
Oh, yeah, he did, but it's not under that.
The crews come to us
different name.
as a complete unit,
I wouldn't
they're
even
ready to
go
go rock and roll. The gutter guys,
some things to say. I
we
thought
put
they
the crews together.
I think-
we
okay,
find
all right,
the
all right.
equipment,
You have to
all
train them all.
You know what I'm saying?
You have to train them all up. And the problem is, and this is a problem for all construction, is getting labor. It's impossible. And you hear about, do you know what minimum wage for construction is?
What? 15. By law, you mean?
No, you're absolutely right.
By law, you mean?
No, I'm talking just to get a warm blood fly in your door on $15 an hour.
You said 13.
You offer less than 15, you're not going to get any.
Is it a 15.50?
And you know what we're doing?
And you gotta buy him a fucking hamburger.
I do more than a hamburger. I give them a $500 signing bonus. $250
Did I mention that?
$250 when they get their first check. $250 after 90 days.
Sure. You want to get workers? What do you want to mention too?
You know, right now I've got. I was telling him I've got like 10 or 12 guys that we're training right now. I don't need more gutter. I don't need any more new hires right now.
Oh, okay.
But,
You know what Amazon does in their warehouses once a year?
What?
They offer you, this is warehouse
Grab
pickers.
bag?
No.
I'd love that. You got 10 minutes.
shopping cart?
No, they're pickers. They
I let
offer
my kids do that one time at Toys R Us.
$4,000 to leave. Each year, only warehouse workers, though,
Why?
because they want good people, and they figure if they offer you $4 grand and you leave, you're not a good person.
Oh,
So
wow.
once a year, they'll offer you
Dad,
$4,000
I'm going to offer you $4 grand
to leave.
So I'll take it. That's called, you know what? I bet they do that in January. You heard it. I bet they do that in January after Christmas.
Hi, Tom Martino here.
Probably.
Welcome to the show. And you don't always have to agree with me, so let me know. It's okay. You know, Eva's a fine woman. We love her. We want to help her, but I'm not going to help her deadbeat grandson. Enough said on that. You can go back and listen to the podcast, find out the history on that one. This whole show is like a big novel. You can go back and open up the chapters, look at the dog-eared pages. Those are the ones that happen over and over again. We have guests today. Roofing is the topic. Roofing because... Mark, how many roofing problems have we talked about in the last 6 months?
Never ends. I couldn't even count.
Give me the scenario. You be the caller.
Well, what do you mean? Give
me the scenario. Yes,
I
Mark,
hired
what
this
happened?
roofer. They came knocking on my door. They
And
didn't
what happened?
show up. They
And you
took
paid
money
up
down,
front.
blah, blah. It's never ending.
Okay, so we have with us, of course, today some of our favorite roofers. One from the Denver metro area, Jay Brett's Excel Roofing. He's been with me for as long as he's been in business. Right, Jay?
It has been
and
a
how
while,
long has that
Tom.
been?
You know, it's been so long, I hate to think because it really ages
You were
us.
actually roofing when you got on my referral list.
I was. I remember we met at the old KHOW building downtown.
And then, of course, Jay learned the secret for success in growing a roofing company. Speaking Spanish.
Necesito hablo español. Sí.
And then he
Claro. Es verdad.
and he treats his workers very, very well. Seriously, he does.
I do my best. I bend over backwards for these guys.
And
I tell you what.
and then the other roofer we have here with us today from Colorado Springs, Petrolli Roofing, Dave Petrolli's with us. He brought along his muscle.
Thank you, sir. Yes.
Hey, Dave.
My muscle is
Mike.
Mike
O'Malley.
Mike O'Malley. He's our production manager.
Okay, cool. If we have any questions, we'll go to you, but we'll talk in general from time to time, as we always do. Let's talk to Erica now, who has a problem with floors. Erica, what happened? What's going on now? The original problem was you had floors installed, right?
No. Well, the floors were going to be installed, and then our installers.
That's right. Your installer said that, wait a minute, these are all the same. They're not enough random lengths, right?
Yeah, it's like 90% were short pieces.
Yeah, and we looked at the photograph, and we could not tell anything. But your argument was, with random length flooring, there should be a certain percentage. And these guys kept saying, just, who was it that you dealt with at first? What was the name of the company?
Beaufret Flooring.
Beau what?
Beaufret Flooring.
Beaufret. I think that's what she's saying. Anyway, they kept telling you to, and they have some office here, but a warehouse elsewhere, and you did it on the internet, and it was really hocus pocus, this whole thing.
Craigslist.
Yeah. Anyway, so you go to Craigslist, they say they have this warehouse in Texas, they transferred it to Aurora, the Aurora people unloaded it, and then you say, or delivered it, you say, wait a minute, we have all one length. They say, keep opening boxes, eventually you'll get to the random lengths. That's the bottom line. Well, of course, from the photograph, we could tell nothing. So we sent our expert out there. Erica, did you meet our expert?
No, I did not. No.
Oh, I thought he went out. He looked at the pictures, too. I'm sorry. I didn't know enough to look at pictures. He did. Okay, so he didn't go out there. Let's talk to Buddy Mitchell with Simply Floors. We love Buddy on our referral list at referrallist.com. And Buddy can probably tell a lot more from a photograph than I can. What did you see, Buddy?
Well, there's a lot of shorts. There's a lot of shorts in that. That's what you get with the cheaper flooring. I don't know, what did she end up paying for this? Because I didn't see like an invoice. How much did she pay for it?
Erica.
3101 is a copy. You didn't get that part, but it was there off the
$250 a square foot, right?
Yeah, $3,101 and some change.
Right.
How's that for pricing, Buddy? How is that for pricing alone, just pricing?
I don't know that I have anything in my showroom or on my van that we actually even purchase for that.
Meaning it's even below what you can purchase.
I mean, what I as a store owner, most of the stuff that we purchase is $279 at our cheapest materials. So the difference between really expensive floor and cheap floor, cheap flooring, people will look at it and they'll say, well, they look exactly the same. Yours is $5 a square foot, and this is $3 a square foot, and they look the same and have the same finish. And I tell them, I was like, what it basically boils down to is the length of the board in the box. And so she got probably a second or a third. Where
can floors be made with that randomness, with having mostly shorts? Can you make a roof?
Oh, yeah,
a floor?
You can put that floor in. I mean, the pictures I saw can be put in. It won't be a very attractive floor, but it can be put in. And then, I saw a lot of, not a lot, but a couple of pictures with knots in it, and that's pretty common. We generally order between 10 and 15% more wood than we actually need. So we do the square footage, and if there's 110 square feet or 100 square feet in a room, we purchase 110 square feet, or we put that into our calculator, and then we round up to the next box. So, we might have 115 because of how many square feet come in a box, because all material is sold by the whole box. And so between 10 and 15% weight. So when you find a flaw in the board, you can cut that board and put it up against the the wall or whatever.
Right. How is that? Could you make any judgment on the floor based on the photos or not?
Yeah, it's a cheap floor. It looks like birch to me. It looks like a very inexpensive engineer 5-inch floor.
Hong Kong Fooey.
Is it installable? most of my installers would not want to install it.
But it can be done.
It can be done.
What I want to know, buddy, would this be considered a breach of contract?
No, not that I can tell.
Not that I can tell either.
Not that I can tell. You know, when you purchase, I don't know. I hate to say
what he's trying to say is you get what you pay for.
When you purchase crap, you get crap.
Excuse me, sir.
Right.
Excuse me.
Go ahead, Erica.
No, I'm sorry. We did actually do a closeout, and we actually have a floor who's been there several years, and we were thinking it was the same thing. It was Home Depot. They purchased some flooring from a business going out of business. That's just the same situation we thought was here, going out of business.
I understand.
Great floor. No, and we paid like $2-something per square foot.
But it's dirt.
I mean,
you paid dirt. Here's what's going to happen, Erica. It's called, this is seriously what's going to happen. It's called the universal law of economic truth. Let me explain what that is. The universal law of economic truth hit me in the ass when I was younger because I would buy cheap tools and I would break them. And somebody said, Tom, you should get this Snap-on thing or this Craftsman at the time thing. And it was 4 times as much. And I said, oh, no, I'm going to get this cheap one. At Harbor Freight does the same thing. Except the universal law of economic truth had me paying way more by the time I decided I'm going to go and buy that Snap-on. And then eventually, so what I'm saying is, no matter what you do, it can be a vehicle, it can be tools, it can be floor coverings. If you try to cheat the system, the gods from the economic law, the truth, will come out and get you. So now what you're going to have to do is buy enough random lengths to get around that situation.
No, she's not going to match that crap with anything.
It'll never match.
I have a question for you. If this is a manufacturer going out, was this a manufacturer going out of business?
They said, the way they said it was a bank, like, situation like a bank liquidation, basically. I think it was like going
Buddy, it was on Craigslist. It doesn't matter because whatever it was a lie.
Right. Well, I'm saying if it was a manufacturer,
if
it was a manufacturer going out of business, that's what they do. If you think about it, nobody wants the short pieces of wood.
I know, so I'm saying by the time she fixes it, she's going to be back up to what she should have paid. It's the universal law of economic truth. She's going to be a lot more.
I don't know if she'll find material that'll match it. If the manufacturer went out of business, what he did is he sold all the
Or you'll be more, right. Yeah, more, usually.
You're going to have to buy different stuff or just install it. I mean, that's just...
I'm sorry, sir, but several years ago, we bought some for $2.
Who cares? You went to Craigslist. Listen, you know what? She's starting to irritate me. She went to Craigslist. Now she's upset.
She's trying to justify.
What do you expect?
She's justifying why she did it because she said she did it before and it was okay. So here's the deal. You're not okay now. Now, we will... Hold on. We said we would do this. We said once we found out what you got, how much you paid, what kind of a deal it was, we would contact the supplier.
Yes.
And what happened, Suzanne?
That would be for Dan. Because
Dan,
Dan's the one that's
what did the supplier say?
Okay, so I got hold of Jim, the supplier, right off the bat. First phone call, and he and I...
Jim, the supplier. Where's in Aurora?
In Aurora.
Name of the place? Do you remember? Okay, Jim, the supplier, okay?
Yeah, I don't think he had a name.
I don't know. You get something for 2 foot? Okay, what?
Right. And he said, no, over and over again, he says, no, they got exactly what they... what I described. He said the husband opened up a box and he knew exactly what it was.
So they're not going to do anything.
So he wasn't going to do anything.
And do you think they care if we put them on the Sleaze Brigade or call them out? Good companies care about what we do.
Right, and I've called him several times since then, and I haven't been able to get him, and he doesn't return calls.
See, it's funny. We don't really fight bad companies. We put them out of business. The good companies are the ones that we negotiate with.
Generally, I always agree with you, but in this case, she bought something that is way below any wholesale price anywhere.
What are we disagreeing on? That's what I'm saying. We're not disagreeing.
I'm not so sure they deserve to be on the Sleaze Brigade. They sold her something cheap as hell. She received something cheap as hell.
Well, buddy, for the price she paid, you're saying she was fulfilled.
Yeah, for that price. That's
so, Erica, they're saying you got a fair deal. You got a fair deal, Erica.
I don't know that
no, she wanted to buy a Yugo and drive a BMW.
No, sir. He did open it up. It was random. The box they opened was random length. Unfortunately, they probably...
We can't help you because the guy is sticking by his guns. He's saying that he already fulfilled the contract. You have a professional floor company, Simply Floors, by the way. Not only do they have a showroom, but they come to your home with samples. They've been doing this for years, and he's saying for that price that you paid, for the deal that you got, for this closeout, it's probably expected.
Tom?
Yes.
But the installer that was there to install that hardwood said, there's no way I'm putting my name on this. So, Mark, when you buy something to be installed, it should at least be installable.
It is installable. Buddy just said it was.
Yeah, Buddy said
it was installable.
Some company told her they wouldn't install it.
Well, they don't want to. Buddy wouldn't want to, but it can be installed. It won't look that good. That's why they don't want to do it, because it's mostly the same size. Here's the problem, okay? She went to Craigslist, paid around $2 a foot, and the company says you got what you paid for. What do we do with that? What do we do? I don't know what we can do. I don't know what we can do. Even our professional says, yeah, that can probably be installed, won't look good, but she got what she paid for. No disagreement here. I didn't say that.
The installer is different where she bought it separately. The installer is a different
No,
company.
the installer knew it's going to look like shit. And
Do you want to go back to this?
it was going to be a bad deal.
And he just said he didn't want to put a name on it.
We installed shakes, which we don't do anymore. But we would pick out number ones. It says right on the bundle, number ones, and we put that on the contract. They have number two shakes that are going to look bad, but we didn't install them. We don't do them. But you can install
You can even, back in the days when we would get shakes, you could get top of the line number ones, but if they're at the bottom of the barrel, you'd get all of these small little pieces. Even in the number ones, you would. And the installers hated it. Because if you have big, nice, wide shakes, it's much easier to build a roof. Building a shake roof is like building a puzzle. It is different.
It's a piece of crap, too.
If you have nice, thick ones, you know, it can be a good roof.
You know
what, it's like everything. We rarely ever saw ice dams on cedar shake roofs because the heat didn't transfer through. Once we get rid of those and the roof isn't ventilated properly, then all of a sudden the ice dam shows up. Yeah, it's the same exact thing with cedar shakes.
But there's nothing wrong with a shake roof, except that insurance companies don't want to insure that.
I love shake roofs. You know how much money I've made off shake roofs?
I know. And it's not a roof. Neither is tile. That's what's funny.
It's hard on shake roofs. And then you walk on there, they crack. Huh?
It's beautiful. It's a good looking roof.
That's not the issue.
I don't think they're pretty. I think they're ugly.
The issue is that if it's installed correctly with the felt underneath, that's what it when we got the water from coming in. So as long as the roof is there's good thick shakes and it's installed correctly.
I used to get like a 3/4 inch cedar shake.
Right.
I
mean, I lived in Lake Tahoe. Those lasted much better.
If anybody wants to put a cedar shake on these days, I think they're crazy.
When do you ever see
I had one in California. When you walk on it,
you can get a 3/4 inch cedar
You
shake.
can break them,
Yeah, they're
especially if they're
expensive.
older.
But
But
yeah, you're
it's
right.
not
Anybody
going
that
to
wants to
affect
put one on the house is crazy.
the
We do it on
water
this
coming in or not.
But as a roof.
As a roof, they generally last 20 years, which is about what you get out of an asphalt roof. I don't care if they say limited lifetime warranties and all that.
They would last much longer in Lake Tahoe.
But if you had to give a percentage of roof, for example, a tile is not a roof. It's a decoration over the roof, okay?
I agree with that.
Right, and shake is kind of a decoration over a roof.
No.
Or is it more of a roof?
It's more of a roof.
Okay.
It's
Asphalt is a roof over a roof, right?
The felt under the shake is what ultimately keeps the water out. But the shake is much more of a roof than a tile.
Right.
A shake is kind of in between.
Right.
Where an asphalt shingle, that keeps all the water
That's a roof, right?
How about those synthetics?
With asphalt, you have two roof systems.
The synthetics are more like a cedar shake. Underlayment.
But your
With
asphalt
tile, you have one roof system, and that tile is literally just taking the sun off it. Let's do it.
It's shedding about 93–95% of the water.
It's shedding
protect
water.
hail
It's
in
shedding
water.
water, yeah, but it's truly not a roof.
It's truly protecting the underlayment.
Yes.
You're absolutely right.
It's protecting the roof. Yeah. And
It's
what
a
you're
roof
saying
helmet.
shake is, what you're saying shake is kind of a roof in itself too.
But
Like
it doesn't.
not as good as asphalt.
I disagree with that.
It is?
I think shakes are better.
Than asphalt?
Absolutely. Because I lived in Lake Tahoe.
But asphalt will be a good roof in
You
itself.
can get up there and dance on an asphalt roof that's 10 years old. You get up on a shake roof that's 10 years
Here's
old.
what I'm saying.
Walk all over, it's gonna bust.
Here's what I'm saying. What if we had no underlayment?
Shakes or wood shingles?
What roof would you rather have without an underlayment, just on decking? You would have asphalt over
Asphalt shingles. I've seen asphalt shingles put right on the decking without any felt. Completely incorrect, but I've seen
I
it.
know.
And then,
But that's how I judge the quality of a roof. Is how is it as a roof? But shakes are hardy. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And if they're stacked properly, you have a lot of cover. You really do.
you have triple coverage.
You have maximum wear with shakes. I've seen them last 35 years.
Are they fire hazards now, right?
Yes.
I like the cedar shakes.
Treated or they're not?
A cedar is a shake.
Even treated.
When is the last time in the state you heard a fire start?
Break the 17 mark.
Doesn't happen.
I should have sold it at
In
118.
the forest, then yeah, maybe. A cedar shake might be a fire hazard.
Oh, it would once it gets
going.
They don't allow them in certain subdivisions.
No, they ban them
Absolutely no insurance to cover it.
The problem with cedar shakes in Colorado
Fire
is
hazard.
that, especially after the 90 storm, we needed so much material here. We got a lot
West
of
tile
crap.
really sucks though.
A
Remember
lot
that?
of crap.
Yeah.
And then what happened is
They don't
those roofs that got installed, they lasted maybe like 10 years or so. They weren't as good, true number 1 3/4 inch shakes.
You know what shocked?
They were like marginal.
It shocked me that
numbers
they did away with T-locks.
And they were
Oh,
staying
not
home.
anymore.
And those things don't last for shit.
Yeah.
What was the reason they did away with T-locks? I liked T-locks.
Because they're expensive to install, they're expensive to manufacture, they don't make, the manufacturers don't make money off of them.
Oh, okay.
And they all-
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. We talked about floors and floor quality. Buying something cheap under, and listen, there's nothing wrong with saving money. Now, you can save money all day long and still get quality. I mean, Mark is a fine example of that. He shops until he drops to find the best deal. No, but the quality's still there. He's not comparing, for example, a grade A with a grade E when it comes to price. He's going for the grade A and comparing prices on grade A's. Some people, they don't grade. They just price. If you can get the best price on a quality product, fine. But if you go down in quality and expect it to perform the same as the top quality, then you're making a mistake. There's also another mistake, and that is called, this is another thing, being proud of a price. Some companies are expensive for the sake of being expensive and don't deserve it. They just don't deserve it. And that is something you really have to be aware of.
Henredon, I'll use as an
Oh my
example.
God, that's a great example. But every furniture, there are some fine furniture makers. Henredon is finely made, but no better made than some other strong furniture that doesn't have the name. But look at fashion, for God's sakes. I mean, you can have some ripped up torn jeans and you call them Tom's jeans, and then you have another ripped up torn jeans and you call them Dolce & Gabbana, and you make you're rich, right? So it's like, it's amazing what perception does. So anyway, when we're comparing, it's all right to save money. I'm not saying if you save money or you go on the cheap, you're going to lose money. But something was said I have to clarify. He said floor quality. So I want to ask that about roofing. Is there a way to chintz on material, or are basically all roofs made the same, guys? We have roofers in today. So Jay, you first. What do you think about roofs? And you can chime in, Mike. Anybody can chime in. What do you guys think?
I think that basically, this is Jay with Excel Roofing, I think basically asphalt shingles are similar quality from manufacturer to manufacturer.
You're not going to find some superior one.
That's correct. I happen to be an Owens Corning installer. I think that they're the best, and the reason I think they're the best is they stick down better than other shingles, I believe. Owens Corning also was the one that invented fiberglass. They sell the fiberglass to other shingle manufacturers.
Okay, but you figure all good quality asphalt, the main manufacturers are
more
all
or less
the
the
same.
shingles are the same. I like the way that the manufacturer stands behind the product.
Okay, that would be the important thing. What about you?
I basically agree
Dave.
with what he's saying. This is Dave Petrelli from Petrelli Roofing, except from what I have seen just this last year with a hail damage, I did notice, a salesman actually brought it to my attention, took pictures of a roof that we did next door with Owens Corning and with GAF. The GAF product held up much better.
Okay.
So I can't explain that right, exactly, but I did see the pictures.
What about quality when it comes to tile?
Boral is the best.
But is there a difference in rigidity or porosity or whatever you judge on a tile?
There used to be
I don't even know what you judge.
There used to be 3 or 4 big manufacturers in the Denver area that supplied concrete roofing tile. The bad ones have gone away. Boral is they're the ones that lead the market. There are some other specialty types of tile that are very good as well.
Wouldn't you say that in the roofing industry, since you're a project manager, I'll ask you, Michael, don't you think in the roofing industry 90% of it comes down to installation?
Yeah, I would definitely say that installation is going to be your determining factor on it.
For sure. Especially in the underlayment.
Yeah, in any industry, though, people are going to find a way to save on materials or save on install because they want to get to their bottom line. And I think that's the difference between a company like Petrali and Excel is they're not going to cheap on that because it comes down to your universal law earlier. They know they're going to be back for repairs if they do it poorly.
So the installation, I call underlayment. What is it actually called?
Underlayment's a great word for it because it used to be felt paper, but
you have decking and then you have treatment of some kind, which is truly what people don't understand is in most roofing systems that's about 80% of your roof, right?
That's right.
Okay, and so then you have the roof on top.
Particularly with tile.
Well, for tile, it's almost 100% of your roof. Almost.
It is.
Tile is decorative, and it just basically it's good for blocking the UV from the underlayment, right?
Like I said, it keeps about 93% of the water out. A tile roof does, and then the underlayment is very important. That's what ultimately keeps the water out. But you know what you were talking about earlier, Thomas, about Mark, how he's shopping for the best value. A lot of people shop for a roof like they would shop for a truck at different dealers. They think that they're going to get the same exact truck no matter where they go, and they're just going to get the best price. A lot of people shop for roofs like that, and that's not the way it is. When you shop for a roof, it's like you're buying that truck in pieces and parts, and you're paying somebody to assemble it. And that's where the quality comes in. If you get somebody that gives you a cheap price that doesn't know how to assemble it, you're going to have a bad roof.
You know, in Florida, they'll do a 7-inch concrete roof and tell me that could not be the best. I mean, they're hurricane proof. Literally, that would be the best roof, right?
That's bomb proof.
All right, let's talk to Robert. Robert, what's going on in your life?
Excuse me. Oh, not much, man. And great show, by the way.
Thank you.
I'm curious as to with this DNA stuff where you sent for a little packet and then they tell you, you send your DNA or whatever.
That's exactly right. And they tell you your ancestry as far as ethnicity.
What do you think about those?
They're pretty damn good. And with the technology today, they're really good. And I don't think I've heard of any rip-offs in the industry right now. I imagine there could be, but all the main labs that are running the TV ads and stuff, they're really cool. I mean, it really is a fun thing to do. There are people who thought they were 100% Italian or German or this or that and find out they have ancestry they didn't even know about.
I'd buy them on Amazon, though. You can go there, you can get the 23andMe, the Ancestry, all the big ones. They're cheaper and then free shipping.
So they're all pretty good?
Yeah.
You would say?
Yeah, stick with the main brands. You know, I would. What you do is again on that universal law of economic truth. You make a line. This is what Mark did even recently for us when we're shopping for services, for software. We had some very low and some very high, and he automatically wanted to throw those out, and then he goes in the middle and starts investigating. But people think if they're very low, they're going to get the business, but it's a red flag sometimes. And if they're very high, it's a red flag. So you'll see the thread of truth as you start shopping around as far as pricing.
They're about $100.
Yeah. But what do you suspect is going on in your life, Robert? Did your dad have a wandering eye or what?
No. Well, I mean, who knows? But no, I'm just curious. I mean, as to because I've been trying to do a family tree, but I'm from Mexico, so in Mexico they didn't keep that good of a record, back in the day.
He might find out he's actually from Korea.
Reminds me of a joke. Reminds me of a joke. This man was listening to his son pray, and he would say, "God bless Mommy, God bless Daddy, and especially God bless the family dog." The next day, the family dog died. He says, "God bless." The next night, "God bless Mommy, God bless Daddy, and God bless Aunt Martha, especially Aunt Martha." Aunt Martha died. So that the night he hears this, he was really scared. God bless Mommy, and especially God bless Daddy. And the next day, the neighbor dropped dead.
Oh, dear, Tom.
That was a joke. So the ancestry thing will tell you where you're from.
El lechero, the milkman.
There's quite a few crashes to watch out for. You drive across Mile High City, you wreck on southbound I-25 at 120th, backing up traffic on that stretch. Crash on southbound I-25 at I-70.
Do you know how expensive that is?
Crash being cleared
That is
westbound
the worst
I-70
value. Renewal by Anderson.
Worst value.
Those things are, they're 3-4 times as much.
They're good area. And watch out for wreck coming
But why?
out westbound.
No value. I mean, you can get a patio sliding door for maybe what, $5,000 installed. Those guys will charge you $13, $15. I get that one. So it's from the Philippines. I try not to.
Actually, they ship it to you. When you open it up, it just tells you who you are.
I try not to.
We skipped the whole blood collection part.
Just talking to the wife.
It's like fortune cookies.
Especially the windows were the hardest along with gutters. Windows were ridiculous.
It's rapid.
It's just like doing roof repair. Do you make money on roof repairs?
I do.
It's hard. I have a full service repair.
I
have a full service repair department.
I mean, it's hard.
But most
People pay for a repair. I think sometimes people will pay more willingly for a repair than damage because they want their insurance to pay for the damage.
And I'll tell them if they can get away with the repair or not. You know, I do the repairs.
John Fuller is someone you should talk to.
I don't have the crews go out and do that because I know the problem.
It's only payable if he wins, and it's
hard to teach that.
You have to have a repair team.
Someone is
Is that what you have?
If someone is
So you have a whole group that just does repairs?
I have 2 repair teams.
You be the one to suffer.
Lead and a helper.
What you need the services of someone competent like John.
That's all they do.
Knows
That makes sense.
That's all they do every day. And I have a service repair manager. That's all he does. He goes out and gets repairs. Do you know that? A service repair manager.
I get so many calls for roof repairs.
All he does is...
And I gave, of course, I give it, that's up here, I give out your name, but man, they can't get people to come out.
Yeah, it's a problem.
And that's the same thing with satellite TV. You can't get people to come out and actually fix it or adjust it because they're selling. And they only make money on themselves.
I got it all done without any
Dish
harsh
has only a very few of their own people, so does Red.
Get Tom Martino.
But to get all of these little guys that got the cellular system to come back,
you can do 3 rooms.
Yeah, but how hard is it?
We have a
$300 damn dish. I mean,
$300 minimum.
I'm saying though, Mark, there are people who are repairing.
Yeah, an 80-year-old woman ain't hopping up on her ass.
You wanted to talk to me, and then she hung up on herself.
There are a lot of people that would have a problem with
I just know.
You made her cry?
Who was crying?
I didn't make her cry.
Who'd you make cry?
Erica with the defective floor? No, Tom made her cry. I was trying to make her
I was trying to be the nice guy.
She started to be mad. She didn't want to see the reality.
Two things. I've never heard this before. Guy was a hermit. They don't even know how long he was in the house, but house caught on fire. He died. I don't think they're related, but insurance will cover insurance. The fire damage.
Cover what?
The fire damage.
Why?
That's why he's calling us.
Compass.
The same guy wants to talk about, he's listening to a podcast, Raising Money for Troubleshooter's Attorneys.
Troubleshooter's attorney.
Yeah, we talked about that. You might not have been around, Dave.
Oh yeah, we want to. I said I want to get a fund for righteous cases. I talked to you about it, where we can just pay for the legal fee.
So you get trade back.
No.
When you're a business owner or an HR professional,
Put up Simply Floors. Put up Simply Floors number, please.
I could go for $5,000 lunch.
Job site. Whether you need entry level,
We could talk about that lunch forever.
no matter the industry.
You're going to owe me another lunch soon on the 28th when that dude doesn't show up.
Who's this? Wow.
Our good friend,
Yeah, I don't have any
Carlos.
Mark, did you take everybody, care of everybody yesterday?
Yeah.
Sponsored job. With premium visibility.
I took care of them all right.
On our sheet.
You should have heard me bitch at
You
Tim.
didn't do any out of place.
No.
No, I know. Did you hear us talk about the cheesecake?
No, I didn't. When were you talking about them?
When I was on the air with Ross.
No, I didn't hear that at all.
Only because I wanted Ross to explain why he did a GoFundMe, because it seems kind of chintzy. He did it.
I said the same.
I mean, to go to the Eclipse, you do a GoFundMe, and I want to make sure people knew I didn't take a dime.
He said that a couple times, because apparently he had a couple callers call in.
I drug his ass on the air. I want to know why there was one pair of glasses to go around the whole building. They're so goddamn cheap.
We're going to help.
And then I called him out on half the chairs in here have urine stains.
You know, we made it home in no time because we had a tailwind, but going up was dreadful.
Could you see the traffic, or you're not flying the highway, are you?
Yeah, we could see it.
Did it look bad?
No, not terrible.
No.
It wasn't terrible.
Really?
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. By the way, Simply Floors, somebody asked for Buddy's number. He will come to your home, or he does have a warehouse, and he's great at floor issues. We love the guy. 303-456-4660.
SimplyFloorsInc.com.
303-456-4660. He'd rather you can go online and just make your appointment right there.
And do everything.
So it's Inc. as in incorporated, SimplyFloorsInc.com. Let's keep going here with our guests, Excel Roofing and Petrolli Roofing. If you have any questions for them, or they're going to chime in on other things as well, being the astute business people they are. And I want to take people who have been waiting here. Angie. I think that's what you told me. Yeah, what's going on, Angie?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you, God, but I really need your help.
Okay, what's happening?
Okay, so what's happening? I'm in Colorado Springs, and I went to a gun store called Stop, Drop, and Shop.
It's called Drop?
My dentist.
It's called Drop?
Shop, Drop, and it's called Drop, Shop, Drop, and... Oh, just a second. I have it on my receipt.
Yeah, so far I've heard 3 different things here. I don't...
Whoops.
I want to get the store right.
That.
No, that's okay.
Okay. The name is Stop, Drop, and Shop. And
Stop, Drop, and Shop. Okay.
Right. And I paid $100 for a gun class. And it's supposed to be on Sunday. It was supposed to be on August 6th, 2017 at 8 a.m. So I make room in my schedule. I tell everyone I'm going to take that class. 9:40 at night, Mark Hendren, the guy who's supposed to teach the class, calls me and says I overbooked. And I need to throw you out and another person out of class because I overbooked by 2 people. So I call my mom. I say, Mom, what should I do? My mom says, hey, they're human. They make mistakes. She says, go ahead, go along with him, have him reschedule the class.
Sure.
So you can get, another class.
Yeah.
Okay. So I said, yeah, I'm willing to do that. So I wait until the next day, and he doesn't call. And that whole week, he doesn't call. So then I call up.
Did you pay for the class?
Yes, and I have a receipt. I paid $100 cash. I have the receipt.
Okay, so where does it stand right now, rather than going through the days you weren't called?
Okay, so I made several phone calls to Mark Hendren.
And what happens today? What's going on?
Nothing. I sent text.
How long has it been?
It has been, let's see, that was the 6th, and today is
yeah.
20.
Why don't you just drive down there? It looks like they have a big retail location.
Well, the
I don't think
Justin is the owner of the store.
I don't think he's trying to rip you off. I mean, he might be. Who knows? I doubt it. For $100, he probably, first of all, guys like that don't bother to call up and say I overbooked. It just doesn't sound congruent with a thief. I would say, look, I would say. We can call him for you, but you can drop in.
I need your help.
Okay, why? Do you really think you're not going to get your money?
I can tell you why. I called him several times. He never left a voice message. He told me I'm going to have a class at Dragon Man's on the 27th. I said, great. Please give me the address.
All right, we'll call him.
God, she sounds really so distraught. Why are you so distraught?
Well, she does, because she thinks she's losing $100.
Yes, because I sent him text messages.
Okay, we get it. We're gonna call him. Let's just call him. Say, you have a customer who deserves some attention. And, I kind of don't blame her. I mean, she should be called. It's been a while.
He's probably trying to get enough people up to have another class.
Could be, but in the meantime, maybe you get some money, right? You get some money back. Hey, Janine.
Yes.
You have 2 divorce issues. What are they?
Well, I need to locate an attorney.
Yes. What else?
Who knows how to file, who knows how to collect a judgment. from my ex who is in contempt of court for not paying it.
Okay.
I also need the attorney to know how to transfer this case from Texas to Colorado.
Okay.
And there is such a thing.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is. But
and
it was filed.
I didn't know I kind of gave it up for a good while because every attorney firm that I would call would say, no, you need to go to Texas and have this done in Texas. Well, I can't right as of right now.
We're going to give you the answers. Hold on. I'm going to try to get Bonnie Shields up just to answer some questions. Is she around? She's in mediation today. We'll try to find someone else on the list.
Okay.
We'll go to the referral list, referrallist.com, get you some quality answers as usual. And we'll make that call to the gun class. Plus, we have our roofing experts, Petrali and Excel. Stick around.
All my exes if they do a refinance for you, they put you in a better position than you were in before. And being in a better position than you were before.
You gotta have that song playing when they say something.
Should I call it?
Do you want to call it class?
Sure.
And then they can tell you how to pay off that.
Oh my God, when are you going to reschedule? Oh my God, I can't believe you're doing this to me, you rat bastard!
Dude, that's why she can't.
You son of a bitch, you fucker!
Well, you know what he should have done? Because you know that's the way she was on the phone.
Oh my
He should have
God.
said, you know what, we just had a spot.
I just sent out your $100 back.
I will make sure we have a spot for you in this class.
Man, she sounded like someone just shot her in the face.
Move on to a less maintenance person.
That was, I couldn't believe it. You think she just walked in on her husband banging the neighbor?
Pick somebody else that seems really reasonable and say, I'm going to give you the class for free, and let's see if we can sell them a gun on top, or I'll give you a $100 credit towards a gun, or whatever it is.
I don't think I'd sell her a gun.
No, with her, just take her $100 and put her through the class. That's what I tell. We get customers that are high maintenance, like I was talking about with the gutters, how backed up we are.
Oh my God.
I'm like, man, we need to shoot this guy right to the top of the production schedule and get it done. We're not going to let this guy sit for 2 or 3 weeks without gutters. It's a bad plan.
You can tell.
Yeah, you can tell.
You can tell.
At that point, it's a failure of you or my part to not recognize it.
Yeah.
It is. Don't you agree, Mark, with all the people you listen to call? It's a failure. Most of the time, it's a failure of the business owner to not recognize the maintenance level of the person and just deal with it.
Well, to a degree.
Because you can
Sometimes
recognize
you-
it, and you may not be able to do
Sometimes you
anything
get
about
out of it, fucking run like hell.
Right, absolutely. Right, absolutely.
Fox producer
There are many people like
and after Mark Wahlberg decides the way
There's always somebody like that. Oh, of course.
It's
something that you just won't make happy, though. I mean, we
That's what I'm saying. Get out of it.
gotta get out of it.
We report.
No matter how many times you go back to the house, no matter how many times you think.
Cut your losses before you have more losses. That's what it comes down to.
And that's difficult to tell the project manager sometimes, but you have to. You have to say, you will make more money by not doing this deal. And that's the only way I know to put it. You'll make more money by not doing this deal.
Yeah, you're going to free up all your time.
Rather than telling the person, hey, we're going to cancel this job for you sign. That's a hard pill to swallow sometimes. But it is the absolute truth. You can make more money by walking away from specific people.
Yeah. Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
But you're
qualified candidates fast.
I mean, it really
feels like she's got a live snake in her house.
Yeah,
she's got a gun, she doesn't know to do it now, yeah.
The world's number
Well,
one.
the gun's probably loaded, sitting on her dresser. She doesn't know what to do with the thing. I need his class like now before somebody shoots himself.
Indeed is offering new users a $50 credit to give their first job post premium visibility as a sponsored job. Redeem this offer at Indeed.com/promo. That's Indeed.com/promo. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
But you're probably right. I mean, it's somebody that advertises at that store. It's probably not the store that's offering the class, right? I would imagine it's just some
They just
guy
use that place.
Yeah.
The certified packing experts at the UPS store.
But still, the shop is making money off of it.
Industrial parts.
They
probably get a lot of leads to buy guns.
Yeah, exactly.
And if they have a gun range, they might get money for the class to be held there. Who knows?
Hi, I'm Donnie, president of Fitness Gallery Superstores, where we sell the world's finest fitness equipment. We're celebrating.
Then you know what else I said to Tim on air?
With 20 to 40% off everything.
I told him I hate the lighting in here. Is there anything he can do about it?
When are we going to get the Denver?
His face was priceless.
Huge discounts and rebates from our manufacturers.
I don't know. You think that's going to happen? I don't.
Strength and handling, which all carry the best warranties in the industry.
It is so bright in here. I don't even turn them on, man. It is like the sun.
If you can't test it, don't buy it. We sell gym quality
Does
and
Mike always like?
As always, Fitness
Think so.
offers a 60-day
Well, what else would he do, right?
trial and 0% financing. Fitness
I
Gallery
think we
is so
should
high
just
quality
take out the
exercise
bulbs and
equipment, you never regret
Don't do it.
Two convenient locations.
Wow.
I know, man. It's unbelievable.
We put that in.
I can barely see my monitor when it's
You
on.
put those, I don't think you can get fluorescents like that that are dimmable, can you?
They're not fluorescent.
Isn't that heavy duty?
You know what I mean? They're not fluorescent, so it doesn't matter. They're not, fluorescent you can't do because it's gas.
Why don't you get your electric guy to come in here and do it?
Well, I will, but I told them I would, but they said to wait, they'll do it. But that means they'll never do it. I would do it. I would have it done. I think, though, I think inside here they're all wired to this one. I don't think we can break them out.
You wouldn't have to dim all three of them. Who cares?
Wonderful.
As long as I just don't know how that technology works. You really think they're dimmable?
Yeah, because it's not, it's an LED.
So just less power, less light.
Yeah, now, here's what I don't understand. What kind of bulbs do they don't have baluster in there, those little round things, do they anymore? They
do in these, they do. Not in the bulb, but they have a ballast.
You know what I meant, the little silver thing they used to screw into, you know what I mean?
Well, it's got a ballast, doesn't it convert the electricity?
It has to.
Something like that, because those damn ballasts go out all the time.
That's what I mean.
If you
But the
change
ballast,
them, I think
ballast
if you
does
change them
nothing
to
that-
LED,
other than-
you have to take the ballast out, I bet.
But we didn't. We just put the bulbs in. That's why I was asking that. What does the ballast do? What does it actually do?
I'm not 100% on
Neither,
that.
I don't know what they actually do.
I don't know, but I've paid for a lot of them in my life.
I know, I don't know what they do, but I don't recall seeing them in here. They might be behind it.
They're usually, there's like a cover piece running down the center.
I didn't see it because I thought the same thing, but all we did was just plugged in fluorescence. Ballast. What can ballast do? What does?
Regulates the current to the lamps and provides sufficient voltage to start them up.
Oh, that's what it is again. Because when you turn on, the fluorescents need a jolt.
Almost like a starter.
So it just doesn't use it, but it's in there. But that might screw with the
You just said you had a long meeting
we may have to
afterwards
remove
of
these
miles.
valves.
No, we can't.
I bet you do.
No.
You know what? We may have to remove the valves.
I don't know what day it's going to be.
Okay, but you're fine. You're getting her to Taekwondo. Okay. That explains the...
So maybe it wouldn't work with a dimmer.
See, the ballast is meant...
But if it actually regulates as well, I mean, I don't know.
The ballast is just basically like a capacitor almost. But once it starts it, though, I don't know what it does. I don't think it does much. Do you ever see without the ballast how they glow and glow and glow and then finally come on? Hey, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. What is going on? All right, listen. We have our roofing experts today from Colorado Springs and from Denver. From Colorado Springs, we have Dave Petrali with us from Petrali Roofing. He brought his project supervisor, Michael O'Malley. And we have, of course, Jay Brett's Excel Roofing, the original roofer on the list.
I came up with a motto for Jay, and I want to see if he'll use it. You don't pay a cent until you're content.
That is good.
He's been using that for years.
Really, really good. And I would pay a jingle guy to come up with something like that.
303-713-8255. Okay, now, the question is from Janine. I need to collect something, and I also need a change of venue. Now, Janine, welcome. Do you know how you do this? Okay, here's what you have to do. Here's what you have to do, Janine. Your divorce was filed in Texas. Is that what it is? Okay. Now, it was filed in Texas, and who lives here? You, but does your ex live here? You don't get to move it just because you want to. But that's not his fault. That's not his fault. Yeah. No, Janine, I understand you got a bunch of problems, but I'm saying you don't get to change venue just because you moved. I mean, can you imagine? What if your ex moved to California and wanted to change it to California? Well, of course not. Just because you move, it's not his fault. Wherever the divorce is filed is where it remains, unless there is a diversity of residency, which there is now, and then the court agrees to it. So yes, you have to file with Texas to have the venue moved. And he can object to it, and most likely will win. Of course he can. Well, those are two separate items. Two completely separate items. Okay? If you already have...
Yes?
I'm sorry. In order to collect the judgment, I'd have to have the case transferred.
No, you
don't. All I understand, from Texas
no, you
to
don't.
Colorado.
No, you don't. You can collect it while it's in Texas. Who says you have to have it transferred?
Well, there was a girl that was helping me that had worked for a lot of attorneys.
Okay, listen, Janine.
If
that was the case, then people would never collect. I mean, you can easily collect from where you got the judgment. If he's in Texas and you have a Texas judgment, that's how you collect.
Well, they keep telling me, though, when I call a law firm that I'd have to have a Texas attorney.
Of course.
But I found out that I don't have to have a Texas attorney.
Yes, you do. To go into court down there and collect, you do. So you're finding out,
there's
Janine,
a form here that...
You're finding out a lot of wrong information. Okay? Now, you technically do not need a Texas attorney if there is a single matter and an attorney here agrees. Sometimes they are admitted to the bar for a single matter or a single issue or a single day or a single trial. But you don't need to get a Colorado attorney. You can get one if you want, but I would just get someone, a collection attorney, to do it. And then just have them do it for a percentage of the judgment if the judgment's good.
Well, yes.
But
I'll give them a lot. I'll give them anything they ask.
But hold on, Janine. If he's not collectible, they're not going to take the case. In other words, does he have money and assets? Yes. Okay. Then why haven't you done this sooner?
Well, I gave up on it because every firm I called would say, no, you got to have a Texas attorney and I didn't know how to find one.
Do you have a true judgment?
And then I found...
Do you have a true judgment?
Me.
Do you have one? An actual judgment?
Yes, I'll read it out of my...
No, I'd like you to send it to me. You actually have a judgment.
Right.
What do you mean read it?
Definitely.
Read it. What do you mean read it out of your divorce decree?
Well, let me read you a paragraph, just a paragraph. It is ordered, it's a 15-page divorce decree.
Go ahead.
And this is just one paragraph.
If you don't read it,
paragraph out of 15
read
pages. It is ordered, adjudged, and decreed that judgment be and hereby is entered against respondent and in favor of petitioner for the purpose of equalizing the estate and the amount of $100,000 for which let execution issue. Said judgment shall occur interest at the maximum allowable rate provided by law. So he's even ordered that he pay interest on it if he doesn't pay it.
Good.
You know.
That was filed when?
This was filed when we got the divorce.
When?
And 12/15/2011.
Okay, so listen. So here's what you do. You have a good judgment. If he has money or assets, I can't believe that you couldn't find a collection attorney. What part of Texas?
You mean a collection attorney in Texas?
Right. That's what you need.
Well, it would be so much simpler if I had an attorney here.
No, it would actually be more difficult, Janine. I don't know why you think it would be simpler. It would be way more complicated. To get an attorney in Texas to do it is the way to do it. Then you don't have to appear.
Who's the collection guy we use sometimes?
We the guy off the list, the one that does business.
Frank Ball.
Frank Ball.
I wonder if it's he's
very aggressive. We can get him on the line and see.
Who's this now?
He does. Listen, he does big commercial jobs. That's why we don't have him on the referral list. And here's the other thing. He's
excuse me, I'm
Frank
sorry,
Ball is a ball buster. Listen, Janine,
does your ex-old man actually have money though?
Yes.
Okay. This is something we're going to check with Frank Ball, but I wanted to say something. You need to get, if we can't find someone, I don't know why you think it's more convenient in Colorado. It has nothing to do with you. Everything is in Texas. It will be more expensive getting someone from here. Do you understand? Why do you feel it's more convenient here? So you can say hello to him?
No, I don't want to even talk to him at all.
Okay, then why do you need a Colorado attorney? You don't.
I'm sorry?
You don't need a Colorado attorney.
Well, I have a thing here that has instructions how a Colorado attorney can file.
Janine, okay, we're going to end the conversation in about a minute because you're just not hearing anything I'm saying, and we're trying to help you. It doesn't matter, Janine, that an attorney can do it. I am telling you, it's not convenient, it's not efficient, it's not the way to do it. It's better to have an attorney licensed in Texas who is in Texas, who can make appearances in court. Do you realize what the travel expenses are for an attorney here that has to go to court in Texas? Why would you do that?
If it was transferred here, he would not have
They're not
going to
domesticate a judgment in Colorado for a guy that lives in Texas. They do not domesticate for the creditor. They domesticate for the guy that owes the money. You don't domesticate a judgment where you are to collect it. Do you hear me? You are the collector. Well, what you need to look at is the guy you're trying to collect from. That's the person. That's the person, the debtor. The debtor is the one you go after. You don't transfer a judgment outside of the debtor's state. That is stupid. Okay? I was using kinder words. It's stupid, Janine, and you sound a little ignorant, and I want to help you through your stupidity. So if you let me, just stop talking and listen. Okay? Take that Texas fog out of your brain. Okay? Just take it out and start thinking in multi-syllable words. All right? Here it is. You need to collect in Texas. That is the most efficient way to do it. And if he has assets, it's the most efficient way to attach them. You waste time and money getting an attorney here. And no one transfers judgments outside of the state where the debtor resides. It is absolute stupidity. That's why you can't find an attorney. You're not making sense. Now, if you can get a hold of Frank, we can talk to him.
He's out of town till next week, Tom.
All right. Then here's what we do, Janine. We can help you if you tell us what part of Texas you know. Find a collection attorney. We can ask Gerald Yoakum if he knows anybody. You know, remember Gerald, the Texas attorney we had on the air?
Is his last name really Yokel?
Yoakum. My buddy from Houston when I was syndicated on KTRH. Anyway, we can ask him. But Janine. Really, that's enough, okay? I hope that you prevail because it sounds cut and dry. It really does. That is a judgment. 303-713-8255. Okay, guys, getting back to roofing, what I want to know is this. How long people panic, and I think that's sometimes why they get the door knockers. Hello? So, how long do they have to replace a roof? Do you know?
1 year is the typical time they can get
to replace it,
to replace the roof,
or to get it filed.
To get it filed, you're absolutely right. You know a lot about everything, Tom. But
no,
you're
I just wanted to ask. It's a year.
You have to submit a signed
from the year of loss, right?
To the insurance company within 1 year, 365 days. Prove that you're going to get it done, and then if you do that, you can get up to another 6-month extension normally on that without jumping through a whole bunch of hoops.
You agree,
Dave? You agree?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so don't rush. But, you know, and then I believe you should call a roofer before an adjuster. That's my opinion.
You should.
And I like, then I have the roofer on my side. And then the adjuster can handle then I know if the adjuster is allowing enough or not enough base if I have a roofer I trust.
You're right about that, but it's the roofer you trust. And like you
That's,
started
in my
off with
opinion,
knocking on the door, I think what so many people do is it's easy. I don't want to say they're lazy, but it's just easy to use the roofer that knocks on your door. He says, I'm going to take care of you.
Ridiculous.
I'll meet with your adjuster. I will get all this.
Right.
Just sign this agreement right here that allows me to talk to your adjuster, and we'll get everything taken care of.
Now, by the way, I'm not saying everybody at the door is a crook. I just wouldn't select them that way.
The chances of things going wrong with that door guy are way higher.
All right, so I want to say this special that Plumline Services has going on right now because it is a cool idea. Okay, we came up with this because electricity is so complicated, and electric, most of it is hunting for the problem. So here's what Plumline Electric is going to do. By the way, Plumline has plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. They do all the vital home services. For $149, they will have a licensed, bonded, insured electrician to your home to diagnose and fix any problem. For $149, that includes parts, labor, finding it, and fixing it. $149, or the call is free. Let me give you an example. What if you had, like, the entire panel, the service went out, okay, and you needed a new line to the pole? Well, they can't do that for $149. But what you will get is a complete written diagnosis of your problem. So for $100, and that's free, okay? So for $149, any electrical problem you have in the house will be fixed and found. If it's been bugging you for months, let them do it. You won't spend more than $149 ever. And if it's a major problem, you'll get a full written, complete diagnostic for no charge. Okay? So it's $149, find, fix, or free any electrical problem. 303-586-1086. It's a great deal. 303-586-1086. 586-1086.
Roofers can't do stuff like that. In fact, roofers don't need special equipment.
Don't make delays on the west side.
Reliability,
Down the ramp.
you're going to be
Looks like an open gravel.
That's what you need.
I mean, sales benefit homeowners, and I ask, how many pages was that?
Everybody wants a deal, though. You know,
Do you really think they care?
everybody wants a deal.
Maybe I'm wrong.
We're just going by insurance proceeds anyway. I mean, what's the deal? I mean,
Crashes off highway, one in Colorado.
Oh, I talked to Angie. I would have kicked her out of my class.
I wanted to try to make this make a little sense before you brought this woman on. Regional Building Department down in the Springs has a notice of non-compliance and is actually liens one of her properties, 2 of her townhomes that she owns. Because there are some homes that are 25 years old or something like that were not installed properly. Now they want the homeowners to move out up until the new property management.
They want the homeowners to move out.
Not homeowners, the people living in there that are renting from her.
To move out.
Yes.
Because regional does?
Because every time it rains, the crawl space
And then
is
she
flooded.
the guy would, what happens if I go to class and he doesn't give me the same materials every
But
day?
the homeowners
What if I go to
association
class and
installed the
she-
sump pumps and have been maintaining them until the new property management folks came in.
Say, well,
So she's like trying to figure out, why am I being held
I gotta kick you out of
responsible?
class.
You know all this, because I wasn't sure I'd be able to get stand the HOA man.
I can figure it out.
Poor lady, I mean.
I got this.
Okay.
Payment every month. Hi, this is Ross for my friends at American Financing. And probably you're right. American Financing can help you by consolidating your high-interest debt into one manageable monthly payment. Did you know you can
So are they
refinance up to
saying they want,
85%
the
of your
regional
home
wants
value?
them to move
This
out,
could allow
so
you to start
who's
saving
going to fix
hundreds,
the
$1,000 or more every month.
issue?
Rates are still near historic
Still a
lows.
home,
So lock in your rate
homeowners
now, as
association
rates
is
are expected to
responsible.
increase again before the end of the year. American Financing's mortgage consultants are salary-based, and the conversations are simple, straightforward, and
How
honest.
can regional
There are no
require
upfront
that?
fees, and you may be able to save up to 2 mortgage payments. More savings for you.
Not so
Call now
much.
before rates go up again.
Not so much, huh?
695-7000. That's
wrong, but they are probably telling
7,000.
one of their departments that
American
they're going to condemn it.
Net.
They're saying that's unacceptable.
Regulated by the
That's what they're saying.
Nothing is more important than your health. Hi, I'm Don,
So,
president of Fitness Calories
they often
Superstores.
do
We
that
sell the world's finest
with,
fitness equipment.
with
We're celebrating
the
the 20
springs is
years
more
of keeping Colorado in shape. Everything is
Aurora
on sale.
does it
20 to
sometimes.
80%
Maybe it's not a sub issue. Maybe it's a gutter issue.
The bikes and home gyms are on sale. Fitness Calories.
What's happening with our neighbor?
Pardon me, line 4 is very annoyed with you, the way you've treated the last few ladies on the phone.
Yeah, I gotta say.
I thought it was
It's like
good.
you've never helped a lady before.
You know what's funny is sometimes I can say shit and it's completely blamed on him, which I
Water
love.
purification, water filtration, water softening have been major
Towel here.
That's
How dare you
I
say
think
that?
you're
I
really
did
patient
it.
with the divorcee.
water choices.
I
Best
do.
in the industry.
I think you're very patient with the divorcee. What was her name, Diane?
Oh my God, you did 10 times you asked.
You were very patient.
Public water supplies.
Can you imagine? She wants the judgment and turn here, and the guy that owes the money is medications.
Worse, can you imagine that there was a poor bastard actually married to her for a while?
That's a good point right there. At the gun store.
He moved far away. He left the state. And the gun store lady, holy shit.
And most importantly,
You'd think a guy was there with a gun to her head the way she sounded. It was the most distraught sound ever.
She told me
Over $99.
What happens is I go to class and he treats me different. What happens is I go to class and he doesn't give me the same materials everybody else gets. That's what she was telling me. That's why she wanted her money back. She said she's never had anybody not return her phone calls.
Did you tell her, let me call you right back?
Good Mark get a hold of you.
She was really that annoyed.
Oh my God, you
I
didn't
would've
even
kicked her
hear
out
it
of
in her
class.
voice. It was crazy.
She was grading on me.
She's unstable. She should not have a gun.
Yeah, I should have said that.
Text the keyword casino to 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus landmark radio info.
But honestly, regardless, that's what makes the dam. That's
Unlike a child looking off on the horizon, unlike an ambulance that's turning on the sirens. Oh.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, so we're attempting to help the last few people that called off the air so we can get things moving. Let's talk to Pat. Hi, Pat. How are you doing today?
Yeah, hello, Tom. I am actually doing well, but I'm so annoyed with you.
Really? Why?
Yeah, because I got into my car a few minutes ago after shopping, turned the radio on. I listen to your show frequently.
Well, thank you for that.
You bet. You were speaking with a lady named Janine.
Janine.
Yes. I came in the middle of that conversation.
Janine was she was the one for collection out of Texas, right?
Well, it had to do with Texas.
Yes.
As I said, I came in the middle of your conversation with her, Tom. You were an absolute outright bully.
I was annoyed, but I'm not a bully. Bullies don't help people.
No, Tom.
Bullies don't tell the truth.
That was bullying.
No, it wasn't.
Didn't give her a chance to respond. You told her she had brain fog. I mean, you
Texas brain fog.
Texas brain. No, Pat. All kidding aside, seriously now, really.
I'm not
I know. What I want to tell you is, first of all, you really know that I'm not bullying, because I'm not a bully, and I love people, and that's why I do this, and I really want to help her, but she couldn't. Everything wrong she wanted to do. She wanted to get an attorney here. She wanted to have the judgment here, and it has nothing to do with here. He's in Texas. But she kept saying that, and she's wasting time. So I have a limited amount of time to tell people, and when they don't listen, I get more firm, but I don't call it bullying because bullies don't help people.
Tom, when you dominate the radio, which you do because it's your show.
Well, I have to keep it moving.
Now, wait, please listen. You're doing it again.
No, I said I have to keep it moving. That's all. I'm making it's called conversation. I'm just talking.
Okay, well, let's try to have a conversation. You didn't give the lady you have a bully pulpit on your radio show. You run it. You can let her speak or not let her speak. You overrode her. To me,
that's what I'm supposed to do.
No, you do
actually,
not. Actually,
Pat, it would actually be boring. If I let people talk as much as they want to, first of all, they would repeat the same thing about a dozen times.
Like her.
And it would go and give us
just like this caller.
And it would give us no, you're not boring. It would give us needless details. And so what I do is I try to suss out the important things I need to help them.
What you do, Tom, is aside from doing very, very good things, and I do give you credit for that, I do listen to your show because I appreciate what you do for us. But I think you have an inflated idea of your own importance.
I actually don't.
Yes, you do.
Well, okay, I know what I think, and guess what? I don't. So we disagree, and I know myself better than you do.
Well,
you listen to me on the radio. You don't know me.
Did you?
Don't you think that's a pretty rash judgment when you listen to me on the radio to say I have an inflated view of myself?
He's not conceited.
That is the way it comes over.
Okay,
Tom, on
well,
the
you know,
radio.
Pat, I can't help the way it comes over on the radio because I have to get a job done. You don't understand. My point, my goal is not to make friends. It's to get someone help. And sometimes I got to get to the point quicker than they want to.
Tom, let me tell you something.
Yeah?
You can do that very, very easily without shouting.
Sometimes.
You can do that? No. You can do it anytime.
Well, but that's not how I choose to do the show because it would be, to me, it would be boring. Now, I don't want to yell all the time. That would be ridiculous. But I like having a range of emotion, a range of pitch, a range of pace. That's what I do. And you know, we can disagree.
Now you're giving a range of bull.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Because
you know, see, and that's another rash judgment, Pat. Why would you say it's bull? I've been doing this for 38 years.
Tom, you're not really interested in my reason for calling.
I really am. Wait, look, you've been on the phone for a long time. If I wasn't interested, why would I take all this time to talk to you?
Because you're doing all the talking.
Well, I know I haven't.
Because you're not. If that had been, let's say, and this is awfully close to home, but say this had been your mom.
Yeah.
Or someone that you love on the telephone speaking with a radio personality.
Mm-hmm.
And that person that you love.
Yes.
Was shouted at like that, belittled like that, because...
No, I never belittled her. Listen.
I think you owe that lady an apology.
Okay, Pat, listen. If someone was saying to my mother, Marguerite, listen, you need to have the judgment stay in Texas and get a Texas attorney, get the brain fog out and get it done. I would think, first of all, it was me or my brother, but I would think that sometimes has to be done, and I don't look at it as bullying, so we disagree.
Right. We do.
Yes,
I just want to
because
give you
bullies don't help people. They destroy and they hurt. They don't have a purpose. They're just bullies. They're trying to inflate themselves. They're trying to make a name for themselves. You know, this woman wants to collect a judgment in Texas for $100,000. I can very well get that done. Very well get it done. But she has to listen. And if she doesn't, I don't have all day to have tea and crumpets and to sit down and talk to her about it like Ann Landers would. I can't do it. I just basically have a very short amount of time. But you're very wrong when you say I have an inflated view of myself. I know that I know what I'm talking about, but that's not inflated. It's true. But I don't think I'm anything special.
Well, if you look at the amount of time we're taking in this conversation, and you play it back, just listen, do me a favor.
And what will I hear?
You will hear yourself talking.
Of course.
You're making it difficult.
What did I make difficult?
Well, there you go.
Pat, it's conversation. What do you mean? How have I made your conversation difficult?
Because you interrupt. Because you won't allow me to get my point across.
What was your point? Get it across. Go ahead. In conversation, people talk. You know, it's not just one person talking, so go ahead. What is your point? I think you've made your point, but go ahead. Do it again.
Okay. I will make my point one more time, and then I'm going to hang up.
Oh, do what you want.
You did not treat that lady well, As a listener, I was really, really disappointed. I know normally you do often raise your voice to get your point across, and I don't have a problem with that. But I do have a problem when you disrespect someone the way that you do. I am an outsider here. I have no money in this game. I simply listen to you as a listener, and I am giving you my point of view and how you came over. And Tom, believe me.
And by the way, you had given that before, and we heard it. So this is the third time you've gotten across. So the point, Pat, is that you made your point 3 times. And guess what? I disagree. I am not a bully. I'm not a bully because bullies have no desire to help people, and that's all I do. So, I let you talk way more than the call allowed for. This show is not a show to make friends. It's not a show to have long, drawn-out conversations. I have a limited amount of time to get my point across and to help people. And many times, people don't hear. They want to do the same thing over and over and over again, even though it didn't work. And sometimes it does take someone being yelled at. But it's not being yelled at with hate or with animosity. You've just totally misinterpreted me. And by the way, you've made some harsh judgments. I never made any judgments about you. I mean, you're talking about inflated views and this, and I don't really care about people. Pat, you know nothing about me. Nothing at all.
This is a man and woman difference. Is this short? No.
God almighty, if I let people talk, oh, this show would be Christ.
It'd be so boring. It'd be bad. You displayed another high level of patience, don't you think?
Oh, and she's going to think she never got her point across. She wasn't talking. If I ask a question, she's calling it dumb. What was her point? So this person said,
If you can get a judgment in Texas from Colorado.
Okay, so I'm calling you to get the update on air.
My wife made me one very voice out of 15 we have this conversation all the time.
Now they're out here looking for events.
That would have been the best.
I said, well, I just wanted to get you on to talk about your original.
And by the way, I just landed at DIA, and I love the way they unload that airplane.
I'm sure. Is there someone I can call to reach out to him?
My project manager went out there because we didn't get all the measurements of what she got.
He says she got. I'm trying to answer these
things. Verified all the measurements, and then we're doing fundamentals.
He says it doesn't matter what she paid. She didn't get what she paid.
I thought my project manager.
This guy on the floor, so now I can't find it.
Okay.
Is Rob on hold?
He said, yeah, he's on hold, and I just have him hanging out. So, because I wanted to do the update.
Maybe if I do it now.
So Rob sounds like he's waiting for you.
I don't know, because he was like, they want to give me a price, like he was questioning. I said, well, yeah, you got these vouchers, you're going to be signing those over. And he's like, yeah, I don't know what to answer. So it's a little strange the way.
But how do I? Oh, I raised it.
I can also tell him, I can just have the project manager call him if you don't want to deal with it right now.
I think that's best now because of the level of complexity.
Okay.
I will get that. I will get this one now.
Oh, yeah. It didn't really sound like it was a problem, but he just kind of threw me.
I think it's just the communication.
I think he was surprised anybody was out there today. I don't know. I'll find out. I'll tell the project manager will call him and explain everything. What's the project manager's name?
Nick. High-end laser-guided video to help get the medication precisely where it's needed to help your pain. Not blind injections, because studies prove doctors can miss the joint up to 30% of the time without visual imaging. The osteo relief method doesn't involve surgery, has no downtime, no risk of infection, bleeding, or a hospital stay.
Mark, on that hardwood flooring, they never mentioned branded, didn't they? Or did they say, they never mentioned, it just said it was overstocked or bulk flooring or something. She just bought by the square foot. Yeah.
I can give you the cheaper. You want the advertisement?
578 to schedule your risk-free screening. Take the next step to being pain-free. 800.
I seen it. I was going to
They did get what they paid for. That was the whole problem.
Ron, please call. Because that's the smart financial move. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky from my friends at Alliance Leasing, who can help you save
We all do all the time.
and more money. And have been doing just that for Colorado businesses for more than 20 years. Alliance Leasing will get you into your fleet vehicles with all the upfit you need at the lowest delivered price. I'm a finance guy, and to me, the choice of leasing with Alliance is the obvious one for your business. Learn more at alliance.lease. That's right, just type alliance.lease. Alliance Leasing, your key to the perfect fleet.
There may be a time in your life where you need Joseph A. Lazara. You know, I talk about all my experts. Joe Lazara is one of them, and he's one of them I always say, hey, I hope you don't need him. Joe Lazara is a defense attorney, a criminal defense attorney. That means if you've been sued and did something,
Why?
Sometimes you're not
I liked our Grand Master. He's
sometimes there's a DUI.
let's see,
Whatever it is,
two-time Olympian, then Olympian coach for the U.S., China, and Korea. So 4 different every 4 years. More him than the discipline. Does that make sense? It was really more Grandmaster than
Dan, the inbox is where I see the messages.
And his master still comes over for testing.
How do I know what
150 years old.
I can't hear you. Say again now.
But he's a real deal. That was the
on Facebook. Do I go to
Facebook? I have no on Facebook. I don't ever go on. I've never answered.
Can you show me something here for Facebook?
It's different. I mean, it's mostly kicking. It's mostly feet.
Yeah. No, I think it's a really, at least it's a great discipline for kids to get into.
She'll be, he started at 4, he's 17, she started at 5.
Wow.
Mine, I'm in.
She'll be in 3rd grade.
Yeah, I never used hers.
Okay.
But is this where I'm going to get all the
months?
No, those are private messages.
Oh.
Notifications is where you see comments.
You guys all 3rd
So
degree
this is where I want to comment for people to see.
Do you want to see your comments? Or do you want to
they take
comment?
testing real
Okay,
serious.
so click
Every
on
6 months they'll go up. Usually it's up in the mountains.
This is where it is.
The kids will be 5 hours Friday, 12 hours plus Saturday, and then 6 hours Sunday.
That's intense.
It never stops, yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show.
303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Okay, let's go to the phones. Shane's been waiting a long time. We have our roofing experts as well, and some email questions for them. Right now, Shane, what's happening?
Oh, I'm just trying to get a little bit of knowledge out, I guess, to the public.
What's the problem?
Well, I've lived in Colorado for the past 3 years, and I recently moved back to Ohio.
Okay.
I was on my way back to Colorado to move my belongings out of storage back to Ohio, and I got pulled over, and I was told that I had warrants out of Arvada for a failure to appear, along with 5 other charges that I was totally unaware of.
Yeah.
This was the first of my knowledge. So I was hauled off to jail. I was told that if I didn't have $5,000, that I would be going to jail and my dogs would go to the pound, because I travel with 4 show dogs.
What kind of dogs, by the way?
They're Cane Corso, Italian Mastiff.
So, okay. So, did you pay the $5 grand?
Yes, sir. I was fortunate enough.
All right, so now what?
5,000. I had just enough to cover it.
Right.
So the police took me back to my vehicle that was on the side.
Now, when do you get the $5 grand back? When you go to court?
I've already settled everything.
Okay.
I cleared my name.
Okay, good.
I proved that.
But did you? I don't understand. When you pay $5 grand in another state, I'm asking just for edification. You pay $5 grand in another state. When you go to court here, do they send the money back to you?
Yes. Now I have to wait 2 weeks.
Okay,
for my
that's
money
fine.
to be
So
refunded.
so what's the deal? They didn't do anything wrong, right? You had warrants. They took you in. You cleared it.
That did not belong to me.
Okay, but that cop had no way of knowing that.
Exactly. So what had happened was, I have all the detail, or most of the details now. I have a better understanding of what happened.
What did happen?
2.5 years, actually in January of 2015, I sold a vehicle to someone. I signed the title over and gave them a bill of sale. This person never transferred ownership to their name.
Yeah, did they keep the old plates?
Yes.
How'd they get away with it? They did not have them. They were not expired.
They were expired in 2015. They expired a month after.
But they just kept driving on it.
Yes, sir. For over 2 years.
A lot of people do that. A lot of bad guys do that and get people in trouble. That's happened before.
You're supposed to keep your plates.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that, and I thought I didn't leave them on. I took them off, and I must have forgot them there.
Well, you did forget them because he has them.
Yeah, I did. Yes.
So so at least you got it taken care of, though.
Yes. But
so now what's the deal?
If I had that $5,000 cash on me,
oh man,
I would be sitting in jail, and my dogs would be at the pound.
It would be terrible. When did this happen to you? Did you say?
This happened on the 11th.
Okay. So what do you need help with? What do you? It sounds like you took care of it, man.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to figure out where I stand now because I'm literally standing in Colorado. My bond money is on its way to Ohio in 2 weeks, and I've just been in a really.
What do you mean where you stand? I don't understand. It's all over, right?
Yes.
Okay, you cleared your name. Everything's done. So what do you mean?
I guess I mean nothing. I guess I just want to help other people and let them know that.
Okay, good.
We'll make sure they take the registration and the title.
Make absolutely sure they do that. And you're right, because this has happened more than once. Now, Shane, were you also wondering, and I don't mind, I mean, people call me with all kinds of inquiries. Were you wondering if this guy had any liability to you?
Or the cops?
Yes.
The cops don't.
Yeah, sort of, because I've been unable to leave the state of Colorado and go home to Ohio due to a warrant being.
Right.
I've been out on bond.
Now,
technically, I cannot leave the state of Colorado.
But it is clear now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Here's what I want to tell you, Shane. The cops are doing nothing wrong. The court's doing nothing wrong. What you need to do now is go after that other guy for any damages. Do you have civil damages that you can calculate? For example, anything that is extra, not normal, but anything extra that you are incurred as a result of this, not the $5 grand because that's refundable, but any legal fees or anything like that, I would absolutely go after him and get a judgment. And I would do it in small claims court, and I would get a judgment up to $7,500. You can do it, but I don't know how many damages you have. You can't sue for pain and suffering in small claims court. It's only monetary. You'd have to have very specific damages. But you can sue that guy, get a judgment, but I don't know how you're going to collect. You may or may not ever collect, but it might give you a sense of justice.
Plus, you'd have to come all the way back here for court.
Yeah, I totally understand. It's just that I feel that there may have been negligence on the police officer's part because in their report, that one of the officers states that he believed the male was trying to hide his identity.
Okay, so go after him.
So, all right.
I mean, you know, you're a victim. You're a victim. I would go after him. How much do you figure your damages are?
At least I've lost out on 10 days of work.
Oh, man, that's damage right there.
$10,000, $15,000.
Well, then that kicks it up to a higher court. What you may want to do, first of all, does this guy have anything, or is it just useless? Does he have any money, do you think?
No, he digs for.
See, then just go to small claims court, get $7,500 judgment, and then haunt the guy.
What'd the guy do anyhow? What was the warrant for?
Yeah, what crimes did he commit?
He actually, the crime that he was, there was multiple citizens called about a suspicious vehicle in a parking lot, and then the police responded. They noticed that the van was rocking back and forth, so they knocked on the door. He didn't answer. So 3 hours.
But
later,
I mean, what's the story? What was the charge? This is all we wanted to know.
Oh, the charge is obstruction of.
Okay, so it's okay. I don't want to go through it. It has nothing to do with this show. I mean, the guy did a lot of things. He screwed up your name, and remember, always take your license and registration, give them a bill of sale, and be done with it. Colorado Tinnitus is one of the few places you can go get an entire test drive of your hearing aid. If you want to get hearing aids, I know they call them hearing devices and hearing instruments. They're hearing aids, okay? I use them, and I love them. They're made by Widex. If you go to Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing, they will let you try out with absolutely no obligation, a hearing aid to see if it's a good fit for you. And it's not just a couple days. I think it's like 2 weeks. They also let you try out up to 8 weeks the new treatment for tinnitus, the latest and the greatest, called Dysynchra. Now, they have other treatments too, depending on where your tinnitus falls in the scale. I'll tell you, what you really need is an evaluation. If you're tired of saying, what, huh, or it sounds like people are mumbling, or you're not hearing words clearly, it's time to get your hearing checked. And, you know, obviously you can have hearing problems at any time, but mostly if you're 50 or older, your hearing starts deteriorating, and there's nothing more wonderful than having that world open to you, or getting rid of tinnitus. 303-534-0163. 534-0163. The website is helpforringing.com.
This report is brought to you by Way to Go.
There's a couple of highway crashes that could affect your drive in the metro area. Watch out for a wreck on the westbound side of I-70 at C-470 is blocking the shoulder.
One of the reasons I want to show you this on is just to tell people what they do when they sell a car. You know, because I think I left my registration in the car, but you should take that.
We are. Crash southbound I-25.
That's great.
And a wreck on the southbound side of 225 after Parker. That's got traffic back there past Island. The weather forecast, 10% chance of thunderstorms with a high of 83 today. Right now, cloudy and 72. Traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30, K-How.
Hey there, commuter. Going to work, going home, going crazy with so many people on the road? Find your go-to solution for a smarter commute. Let's go avoid traffic and reduce the number of cars. Let's go find a carpool, vanpool, bike, rail, or bus route. Let's go map a fresh commute. See you at waytogo.org.
Attention parents, why subject your kids to extractions and surgery spacers, expanders, years of misery when you can go to Neo Kids Dentistry and New Orthodontics? Listen, the emphasis on new orthodontics is the only system I know of that addresses the root causes of crooked teeth, things like pacifiers, tongue placement, mouth breathing, jaw alignment, muscular problems, and the overall palate. Dr. Ken Dawson has treatments that include progressive soft mold.
Do you know how close up they get you?
I know, it's crazy.
And sometimes
we're about 10 seconds
when you do need braces, it's a short time.
I think those close-ups of her look good, though.
No, they don't look bad.
I think they look nice. They usually, because you pick the screen, right, Dan? You usually pick it when she's got like a pen in her mouth. And, no, but it looks like she's intent and really working. You pick good shots. That's what I'm saying.
303-690-0400.
You know, on my computer, if I just hit Google for Listen Live from Martino, and it picks up the cached URL or whatever it is, it goes back to that day's program. Yeah. So I have to...
Wait, if you do what?
So sometimes, you know, when you go to Google, it'll show you all of your recently viewed screens. If I click on that one, Listen Live, it'll go to Martino's show, and it'll pick the show from the last time I was listening. Like it might be last week or so.
I can't believe I got it all done without any soaps.
You know what I had to do? I had to go to an incognito tab, and then re-Google Tom Martino Listen Live, and I did that, pulled it up, bingo, pulls up that day's show. So it's like my computer is remembering the cache URL, and it's going back to a show that I previously lost.
303-471-5150. Zero Res Denver.
I noticed it because one day, all of a sudden I saw Tom wearing the same shirt like 2 days in a row. And I'm like, oh, maybe he's out late or something. I don't know. And then I realized you were talking about that lady with the dog or something like that. I forget which one.
And with their regenerative medicine program, I am all in.
What the guy with the dog?
I suggest you do to get back to a more active life.
What lady was that?
Just having more fun. Learn more at downtownshealthcare.com. That's downtownshealthcare.com.
So you get this idea for your company. Great.
Rob just said use because he didn't hear anything. Someone's supposed to call him. I said, Nick's going to give you a call. It's not going to be good. Let's talk about what
during summer.
Great.
Why now?
Is the lighting good in there? Did you like your shot?
YouTube is better than Facebook. My complexion is better on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
I wonder why
Tom, Line 6 is a good update. They had a problem with the roofing company a couple months ago. We got it handled with Jay Bretts.
And did we adjust the laws?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
fast IRS tax relief. Call 800-294-8182. Has the IRS threatened to shut down your business, freeze your bank accounts, take your home, your cars, or garnish your wages? You may qualify for special programs.
Guys, are we done with the
today, and the IRS will be contacted the same day, putting a stop to bank.
We're getting out of hail season, but it can happen.
We ever get any, like
2 years ago, wasn't it?
If not hail, what else? Is hail the year? Isn't winter a big deal?
Not such a big deal.
And the winter doesn't go special. You don't get any cold after a big blizzard.
In 2007, we had that really hard winter, and snow was blowing in. That's the one that sticks out.
So I don't know. Huh? Where were you? It was in Missouri.
Ozark?
Where were you in 2000?
Are you near the lake of Ozark?
Iraq. That's in Springfield.
You're in service.
It was near Branson.
Thank you for
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. I finally have the comments up on YouTube, on Facebook to get to them. Live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live and on iHeartRadio, live, of course, on our radio stations, lovely KHOW, and in the Springs, KRDO. We get so many downloads on iTunes as well. It's just great. So let's talk. We have our roofers here today. We're talking roofing. If you have any questions, we had a few issues. And I wonder, what is the percentage of people that call and have their roof replaced voluntarily? Does anyone ever do that? Do they ever say, my roof is old and I'm getting a new one? I don't know. What percentage of jobs would you say?
It's not a lot in Colorado.
1%?
Other places around the country, yes, of course.
If you look at how many roofs you've done, what percentage are literally people whose roof got old and they replaced it because it was old?
I think your 1% number is pretty spot on, Tom.
What about you, Mr. Petrelli?
I think so, too. 1%.
People they'll
wait.
They'll wait, and they're waiting for a hailstorm, and then when they're going to sell their home, and then the inspector says you have to have a new roof, that's when they're forced into it. Or like those brothers down in the Springs, where all of a sudden their insurance was going to cancel them if they didn't have a new roof on the house.
Now that happens. Now an insurance company will demand you get a roof.
And that's where the door knockers can get you in trouble, because they'll come by, they'll knock on the door, they'll say, hey, your insurance owes you a new roof. They get the insurance adjuster out there. They do need a new roof, but there's no storm damage. It's just an old beat-up roof. And then the insurance company says, if you don't replace this within 90 days, we're going to drop coverage.
Now, I want to ask you, can you ever have a problem where hail comes and the insurance company says, your roof was so old and so decrepit, we are not going to cover it?
Yes.
You've had that happen?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, where they say that this wasn't caused by hail.
Not where there was a real hailstorm, where you had hail damage, but the roof was so old and decrepit they wouldn't pay.
Well, they say it's a maintenance issue. You didn't take care of it.
So they say, in other words, it wouldn't have had to be replaced? What is the reasoning they use to try to turn down that claim?
It's old. It's a maintenance issue.
Even if hail hit it?
Yes.
They'll still say it's mostly. They'd have to say something like it's mostly maintenance or mostly, because they can't deny the hail.
They do.
Really?
Yeah, because they can't determine it. They don't,
because it's so old and so bad.
They don't know, and they really have a problem deciphering what hail is and what maintenance is.
What they'll do sometimes, Tom, is they'll say this roof was non-repairable anyway. So therefore, we don't know you.
What.
But the problem is the insurance company is taking the premiums for full replacement.
Of course they are.
So they want their cake and eat it too in that situation.
But most of the time your roof will be covered. However, if they come out and inspect and you don't have damage, they may say, by the way, you might get a letter saying, you better get your roof done.
You're right. You know, we've seen a new twist on this story this year where the insurance companies say you bought a house. They come out and they inspect the roof, and what they tell you is we're going to only pay you actual cash value if you have a claim on this roof because it's 90% gone. But if you get the roof replaced out of your pocket, then we'll go back to 100% replacement cost. So we see people that might have a 10% claim on a roof. If it's a $10,000 roof, they might only get $1,000. So we're seeing this one now.
Because
the insurance company did a pre-inspection, and I believe that's the best way to do it, because they know the condition of the roof beforehand.
And their reasoning?
And they're saying the roof is 90% gone. We're still going to insure your home.
So we're only going to give you, we'll only give you the percentage, right?
It's a specific rider just for the roof.
So if your roof is 50% Oh, wow. If your roof is at half-life, you only get half claims.
That's right.
Are you kidding me?
No, the insurance companies will do a pre-inspection and determine that, but then what they'll say, if you get the roof replaced, we will go back to full replacement coverage if you get it replaced. It's a new twist. I'd never seen this one before.
They are actually, roof condition.
They're being somewhat proactive, more than I've seen in the past.
I would call that roof life limitation.
And also, we talk about T-locks. If you have a T-lock roof, you can expect some kind of limitation like that on your homeowner's policy, where they're saying, we're not going to
upgrade you.
We're not going to pay for a complete replacement on this roof because we know it's non-repairable, and more than likely it's going to have to be replaced soon.
So look for roof life limitation. That can really hurt you if they do that, but they'd have to do that. It's part of your policy. You got to read your policy. They can't sneak it on you. That's part of the policy. Right.
You should know it's happening because they have to send somebody out to look at the roof ahead
of
time.
Now, Rob, what's going on with you, Rob?
Yes.
What's happening with you?
I had the door knockers came around.
Yeah.
And I explained to them that my roof was only 6 years old. And needless to say, they went ahead and went up there.
Well, was there a storm? Is that why they did it? Had there been a storm?
There had been a storm.
Okay, that's why they went up there.
Yeah, well, I explained to them, my roof is 6 years old.
Yeah, gotcha. So,
I don't need your help.
But how did you, wouldn't you want to know if you had damage or not?
Yeah, I would have wanted to know. So they went ahead up there, and they came back down with video of my roof and explained to me I had blistering. Being the roof was 6 years old, I tried to get in touch with
blistering. All right, you hold on because we're going to run out of time. I want to hear the story, I promise. And we'll come right back to you. I'm Troubleshooter Tom Martino. Stick around for more of the Troubleshooter Show.
I don't think they told them blistering in the beginning. They said you got damage.
Nothing so important than your health. Hi, I'm Donnie, president of Fitness Gallery Superstores, where we sell the world's finest fitness equipment.
Yeah, I don't know any door knockers that go up in the roof and say, "Yeah, your roof is fine."
That's great. We do no problem.
No, you guys, you're not door knockers. They always say, "Yeah, I can get you roof, I can get you gutters, I'll get you everything."
Yeah, they go door to door. I don't have a problem.
Okay, no, I don't
have a problem with that. What I have a problem with is the tech is
out of state people.
Blank contracts and all of that. No, I don't care they're out of state. I said not everybody going to the door is a crook. There are plenty of people that go to the door, but the blank contract and signing for inspections, they just lie to you about it. They just totally lie.
The majority of the door knockers are going to tell you to file a claim, whether they see a lot of damage or not. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Most of the time, because it's a crapshoot for them. They figure if they get 20 adjusters out there, even if every one of those 20 roofs is good, it's the odds that an adjuster's going to give away a couple.
Why is the door knocker going there? He's going there because he knows there's hail damage in the area, and because most of the roofs are being replaced. So therefore, there's a good chance that there's going to be hail.
They're not always knocking in areas that have damage.
Well, that's true too. But I mean, we wouldn't go to an area.
The Springs is a great example. Now that the storm is played out, the door knockers are probably just working areas that they hope that they might get some giveaway roofs.
But would you agree, Mike? We go to areas that would be that we know that are
because you don't want to waste your time. You're smart. But the majority of the other guys that are out there, if they don't have a fresh storm to work, they're just going to go start reworking areas. And if they have to get outside of the bullseye, that's what they're going to do. Obviously, they're going to get as close to the bullseye as possible. But if that's already been worked over so hard, they're going to get the door slammed in their face 20 times out of whatever. They're going to keep working their way out.
Do you ever use permitting to determine which houses to go to? Or do you, have you seen people do that?
I've heard about it.
Or do people actually do the permitting themselves?
No, where you could take a section of town and see where permits have pulled and which ones haven't. And if 10 on the street have been pulled, then
We want to sell codes, basically.
That's definitely.
Yeah.
It's data mining is what
Yeah,
it is.
it is what it comes
And
down
so
to.
you're finding out the addresses
Yeah.
that have not done roofs. Yes, and we do that.
I think that's something that homeowners can do to determine.
And then what you do is find those addresses and turn them in to their insurance. Really old roofs.
Yeah.
And then you turn them into the insurance. You wait for the letter to go out, and then you happen to have somebody knock at the door the next day. Well, that was dirty.
Tom, do you think what you were saying could scare some people from filing a claim? Like you had mentioned, look, if you get it inspected and they find your roof is too old, they're going to give you a notice that you got to get it replaced.
Well,
is that going to freak people out from preventing them from filing a claim?
I don't know.
And that's why they should have a roofer look at it first.
I mean, plus, should the roofer look at a policy also?
Yeah.
Have you looked at the policy?
No, we never.
No.
Why not ask for that to see if it's actual cash value or...
Why do you care?
Why do you care? Because that lady down in Colorado Springs had said, okay, this is what the price is going to be, and it ended up being an ACH, actual cash value.
Well, yeah, but I think you stay far away from it. Don't look at the policy. Because if you look at the policy and misinterpret it, you're in big trouble. The problem that guy had was he said your insurance will take care of it. He should have just kept his mouth shut.
He says all you got to pay is the deductible.
Yeah, so that's worse. You say nothing. You are not an insurance person. You're not a lawyer. You are doing the roof. This is what it costs. I would not ask for the policy at all.
Well, I heard that was a lady that called. She wasn't all there.
I know, but there's no good can come from you looking at that policy.
So then the guy
you
was
have
all
a contract and you're doing a roof. He got in trouble because he told her she only had to pay a deductible.
Right.
He should have shut up. I mean, you know, that woman was a little slow anyway. But
yeah, we qualified that.
Whatever happened to her?
They, I didn't hear what came back from Freddie there. She went and said Freddie back down there. And,
did we get Freddie back?
Yeah. And he thought he was going to, she ended up paying the roof. She finished paying the roof.
But she got money out of it.
Hopefully.
Hey, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. Solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, and making your life a little easier. Yes, I am responding to Facebook comments. We're also live on YouTube, live on iHeart Radio app, the app, and also you can download us at iTunes and other places, also live on KHOW Radio. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We want to help you any way we can. Today is a roofing day. We've been talking about roofing, and we have roofers with us today. Excel Roofing from the Denver metro area, and we have Petrali Roofing from Colorado Springs. We'll get to them in a minute. Here, Rob was telling us a story about his roof. And what was the story? Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, so the door knockers came around,
right,
and they inspected my roof.
Mm-hmm.
And they found that my shingles were blistering.
Okay.
I had never heard of shingles blistering.
Neither have I. Well, no, I have, I guess. I have on asphalt. So what happened?
So I got in touch with my insurance company. They came out and confirmed it was blistering.
Was there but there had been a storm in the area.
There had been a storm.
But you assumed you had because
it was a severe hailstorm.
But you assumed it was a 6-year-old roof that you wouldn't have much damage.
Exactly, because I had the 90-mile-an-hour winds. I had the.
Did you have some kind of hail-proof? Okay.
I had the high-dollar shoes.
Gotcha. So anyway, what happened?
I just got stuck in the no-help zone.
Right.
And I reached out to Suzanne.
Yes.
And she, from the moment that she saw my email and we spoke on the phone, I had somebody within 36 hours on the roof of my house, pulling shingles for inspection.
And who was that?
That would be Jay from XL.
So we called Excel Roofing as our expert to look at your roof, and what did we determine? Jay, do you remember?
They determined that I had blistering. The original guy came out, Dominic, and he thought that the most that Owens Corning would do for me is to replace shingles. That's as far as they go. But he thought that it was an installation issue and that the factory was not going to do anything for me. Jay got involved, and the factory stepped up and are actually going to send me vouchers to replace all the shingles, and they also send money for the labor to replace all the shingles.
Jay,
so
tell us about it, Jay.
A foreman out on Saturday looking at my house, just verifying the measurements, and apparently there's guys at the house today verifying their measurements because there was a question about if it was an airflow issue, and they're actually taking the time to make sure that it's going to be correct, because if that, my problem was the last roofing contractor was kind enough to give me all new gutters on my house.
Okay, so what was the bottom line here? What happened?
Proper ventilation.
What happened, bottom line? You didn't have proper ventilation, your shingles overheated, they blistered. Who ended up paying what?
Normally what happens on a roof like that, Tom, is when we get blisters, it's because the attic is not ventilated properly.
Right.
So our production manager, Dominic, went out. He took a look at the whole deal. He said, you know, we might have some shingle defect here, but it's also looking like a ventilation problem. So what we did is we fast-tracked this with Owens Corning because we're a platinum preferred contractor with them. And we elevated the status of his claim with Owens Corning. We pulled one of those shingles, sent it in, and Owens Corning has stepped up to the plate, and they are going to replace this roof.
That is really good. That is really good.
Because with most shingle manufacturers, and we were prepping Rob for that, we didn't think that he was going to get any kind of claim out of this deal, and he has. So kudos to Owens Corning.
You got a whole new roof.
Yep.
I got a whole new roof, and I actually have someone that's looking into and investigating what happened, and not just throwing more shingles on and say have a nice day.
Well, thank you, Rob. I'm glad we were able to help you.
And thank you, Suzanne, and thank you, Jay.
You bet.
All right. Molly hung up. Okay, she had a question. We'll go to Diane. What's happening? Diane?
Yes.
What's going on with you?
Oh, I understand that you have the same mind as I do about HOA management companies.
Yeah, they can become very, very dangerous. They can become self-feeding machines, because as the homeowners get less involved, they get more proxies, and they're able to control their own destiny, and they can raise their rates, and they can make it harder for homeowners to protest, and then years and years go by, and people start thinking of the management company as the HOA. I mean, it really is quite dangerous. That doesn't happen a lot, but when it happens, it's almost impossible to get it out of their hands.
Yes, but I have just one single issue. I could list 8 or 10 issues with this management company, but one that is very, very dangerous. We've had this management company 8-10 years. The complex, it's a condominium complex, not townhouse, but condominium. And it's about 30 years old. We've had this management company for 8 years. The first 20 years or so, we've found out that there was a lot of flooding and crawl spaces.
Okay, so what's the issue with you today? What's going on?
The issue is the management company has washed their hands
of what?
All of the sump pumps in the complex. And
now, are the sump pumps, what kind of complex? Is it a townhome?
No, it's condominiums.
Okay, so the sump pumps are beneath several units. It's not like you have one per unit.
Right.
Okay, so it's a community sump pump.
Exactly.
Okay, one for each building?
No, they're scattered. There's about 25 of them scattered randomly.
Okay, and what do you mean they wash their hands?
Well, they convinced the board that that property below the units is owned by the same person who owns the unit.
Well, hold on. So then it would only be the ground floor unit.
Right.
Okay, so the ground floor unit who happens to have a sump pump is responsible for the sump pump.
According to the management company.
Well, in a way, I mean, it doesn't matter what the management company says. It's all in the documentation, whether it is or not.
Yeah, the documents clearly say it's the HOAs.
What do you mean it clearly says? How does it clearly say it?
Oh, in about 5 different places.
What does it say?
The HOA is responsible for all pumps. HOA is responsible.
Okay,
for
but that means
stormwater intrusion.
That means their pumps and the common storm water. What I'm saying is you can bypass that by simply saying that they don't own that area. That's why I want to know where do they address what you own?
That's in the county assessor's records.
And what do you own? Usually in a condo, you only own from the drywall in.
Exactly.
And you don't,
assessor.
and from the floor up, and from the ceiling down.
Yeah.
And you do not own the ground beneath it.
Correct.
However, if a sump pump is in a home, for example, if this was a home, it would be a slam dunk. Even if it was a duplex and you own the bottom unit, you can't say to the guy upstairs, I'm doing this sumping for both of us. It's not going to work because that sump pump is directly benefiting the ground floor, and it would be the ground floor. But we have a problem here. Once they dig in like that, they're expecting each and every homeowner with a sump pump to have it replaced, right?
Right.
Okay, so one person doing this isn't going to work. You have to go to the board, and you have to literally start a movement.
Well, and I have. I've been working this for 3 years.
Okay, well, it shouldn't take 3 years.
Well,
it's very easy.
And at least half the people aren't going to want to have any part of it because they don't know anything right now.
You're going to have, if you have an issue and it's voted on, they can change the way it reads, even if it does read that. In order to change a covenant or a bylaw, because people are already living there and bought under certain assumptions, they have to do it by usually 75% vote.
You're right, but the management company did not take this out for a vote. They just did it unilaterally.
I know, but I'm saying that they could easily change it with 75%, and they will probably get 75% because how many units are there?
96.
Okay, and there's only 25 sump pumps, and I will guarantee you not one person without a sump pump is going to chip in a dime. So therefore, if it does go to a vote, they're going to probably vote it down, so you'll lose, and you'll have to pay it. So should you fight it and take the money it takes to fight it, or simply replace the sump pump for about $600? I mean,
I would have gladly done that, except my insurance agent, the insurance underwriter, and the lawyer says, do not touch those sump pumps.
Why?
When you touch those sump pumps, you assume liability for the foundation, for the structure.
That's possible.
It's
possible.
HOA's responsibility.
I mean, it's possible that if you put a sump pump in and something went wrong and they blame you, you're right. I mean, they do have a point. They do have a point, but then you're at a standstill. You're going to have to go through a long and very expensive legal battle. You have to get all the homeowners together and convince them to put it on a ballot. You got to, the management company is, in my opinion, they're wrongly interpreting it. Okay, so but in order to change that, you have to sue. If you disagree, basically your board is doing it, even though it's the management company, it's the board. So you have to go to the board and you have to say to them, this is not right, you have to change it. And if they will not change it, then you're going to have to sue the homeowners association.
And do you know how much that costs?
About 25 grand.
What minimum?
Yeah. Well, 15. I think 15 to 25 would do it. And then when you win, they'll fix the pump.
Yeah, but
you will win by. I really believe. Very seldom do I say this. I really believe you'll win this one because that's so easily to prove it's a common area. So you might get away with 15 or 20 grand.
But you know what?
But here's the problem. They're going to fight you because they're not fighting with their own money. Whenever people don't fight with their own money and it's aggregate money, then what you have is you have a problem because people can just spend other people's money.
I want to know what her insurance company says if she doesn't fix it and the place floods and causes damage. Wouldn't they have the same answer then? You're liable?
I don't know. I don't know.
The master policy should be the insurance company to cover. In the past...
Okay, hold on a second, okay? So I just don't want to rush you because I want to sum this up because there's no sense discussing things that have have no bearing. I'm going to tell you the choices, and that's it. And then we have to decide if we can get involved and how we can help if we can. Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan. Man, I say that so much. And you know, I don't take that lightly. When I talk about a company, I really mean it. I've used them, I like them, I know them, I've referred them. Ideal Home Loans. They have a great operation because they do more than just loan money. They are direct lenders. But what I love are the services. First of all, if you're getting ready to buy, they can help you get ready to buy. It might be your first home. They have a credit department that can help you with your credit. They have all kinds of ways to help you find real estate and get to the right people and get pre-approved before you go out shopping. So when you go out to shop, it's like being a cash buyer with that pre-approval because they can close right away. Also, Ideal Home Loans guarantees interest rates if they drop. For 2 years after refinancing or buying a home for 2 years, if rates go down just 0.75%, they will refinance you free of all fees. Here's the other thing. They have their custom term loan. That means you can go and get that lower rate, but if you've paid down for 7 or 8 years, you don't have to go all the way back to 30. You can pick whatever term you want. IdealHomeLoans.com, 303-867-7000, 303-867-7000, IdealHomeLoans.com. And, of course, when I'm talking about real estate and loans, and I can't help but tell you about Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. If you're looking for real estate, Frank is the one I will recommend every time. If you want to list your home, call Frank. Here's what you'll love about Frank. They will clean your home from top to bottom, stage your home. They will communicate with you. They will put out proactive marketing. They don't just put it in multi-list. And they will get that home sold faster and for higher than the average every time. And they have stats to prove it. 303-920-1622. 920-1622. It's Frank Duran. TheRealEstateMan.com.
This report is brought to you by
Progress is being made on the west side. The overturned gravel truck has the ramp shut down from eastbound I-70 to southeastbound C-470. Tow trucks are on the scene. The truck is back up on its wheels. Hopefully they'll get that problem taken.
Association just says that, and she's right. Oh, there's no way they can say that's private property. It's not. Oh, man.
Why wouldn't they just give a special assessment and have everybody pay it? I don't understand why. But why? What is their reasoning? There's no difference.
You could ask her, but I think the management company just said you don't have to.
Wouldn't that benefit the management company?
It wouldn't hurt them, is what I'm saying. I don't understand why they give a shit.
Get the problem solved. And then they would be done with it.
You know, I tell you, we get so many emails around the office, even though I do these commercials every day. Tom, did you really have stem cells done? Yes, I had stem cell therapy, and it was remarkable. I want to tell you that stem cell therapy is something that has been, it's sweeping the country. And the way Stem Cell Institute of America works is really cool. They're not asking you to come in and make an appointment and get it done. If you want to, fine. But what they do is they have a model of free informational seminars where they gather people together and they can give a presentation on stem cells. And that is important. You'll find solutions for your pain along with cutting-edge information that can help change the way you live. Wherever you are, you're probably a short drive from a seminar near you. They have them in the Denver Tech Center, in Denver, in Littleton, in Boulder, in Fort Collins, and many other areas. You need to attend one of them. And there's no obligation whatsoever. They're not going to ask you to make an appointment. They're not going to charge anything. All they ask is that you reserve a seat. And find out where the next one is. And if it's near you, find out how to get there, all in this one phone number, 855-262-4040. 855-262-4040. Hey, if you want to know about stem cells, this is a great site, an informational site. StemCellTherapyForPain.com. It's really cool. StemCellTherapyForPain.com. And don't forget that number, 855-262-4040.
80% of Fortune 500 companies lease their vehicles because that's a smart financial move.
for my friends at Alliance Leasing.
Oh, you're not on the screen. Guy's looking for a referral. He's on like line 3 or 4. Referral for a small remodel in his house. And
What is it? Like a bathroom? Well, what's way too busy.
That's what I figured. I don't know. I didn't ask.
Wait, is it inside?
Tomorrow.
He can make an appointment for inside with Genesis for later on in the season. If it's a bathroom or kitchen, send them to Bath and Granite. We have a lot of good people. If it's that, send them the Bath and Granite. But we even handyman matters to do stuff like that.
I'll give you. I have tomorrow.
Is this me, bro? Hi, Tom Martino here. One Clear Choice Garage Doors for all your garage door needs. Seriously, you won't find anyone better than One Clear Choice. They are there like that. I mean, you give them a call and they'll come, and also they will do free tune-ups and adjustments and all of that stuff for you because they want to be your garage door company. That's what I love about what they do. They will do these free adjustments. You got to mention Martino, okay? And then they'll come out there and adjust tighten the hinges, adjust the safety mechanisms, and look over your garage door completely and do the lubrication just to put the sticker on there. If you have any problems, they'll write you up a sheet, but there's no obligation. And then you have garage door openers starting at just $2.99. Just great technology with Wi-Fi and battery backup. 303-565-6409. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. So let's keep going here. We have our roofers. We got Jay Bretz from Excel Roofing. And we have Dave Petrali Roofing, along with Michael O'Malley, and he's with Petrali. What is the biggest challenge in roofing right now? And I think we were talking about it off the air, and that is the insurance. You guys can get in trouble trying to interpret insurance for people because you just talked about a new trend in insurance, Jay, where they're limiting the claim to the limit of the roof life. So if the roof is 90% gone, they're going to take 90% away from the claim. Now, of course, this is a change in your insurance policy. Some of them have actual cash value only. They'll never get replacement, right?
That's exactly right.
And what's that?
And most rental policies are actual cash value, where they don't even do a pre-inspection. They just say the value of the roof is whatever we assess it at the time of damage.
And then, Dave, what about the deductibles? They can be, right now, I'll bet you're seeing deductibles up to $5,000.
Yes, that's correct.
Why? Because it's so expensive.
Actually, I think the insurance companies want it to be that way so that less claims are turned in.
Of course, because they want to make sure you really have a problem, and the premiums are outrageous if you get a $500 deductible. Nobody does that anymore.
That's right. And what the insurance companies have told me that they do, the piece of the pie that's allocated for roofing, it's something like 35 or 40% of the premium that you pay goes to roofing claims in Colorado. So because there's so many roofing claims, what they've done is they've made those deductibles very high. They're trying to recoup the money that they're paying out on all of these claims. And that's why when you allude to those $5,000 deductibles, Tom, that's exactly right. They're going to tell you this is your deductible on the roof is 2% of the value of your home. So if you have a $500,000 home, you might be looking at a $10,000 deductible. It's huge.
All right, now let's talk back to Diana. This is a weird one, or Diane. If you live in a condo and basically it comes down to disagreeing with the HOA. It's not about, in this one, the sump pump or whatever. It can be anything. If you disagree with the HOA, what do? If they won't pay for something and you think they should, the only thing you can do is go through the legislative process within the HOA itself. So you go to meetings. You don't start out suing. You go to meetings and you say, I'd like to bring up an issue, and then you get other homeowners' temperature, and you're going to say, look, we have 25 sump pumps and they're all going bad and we need to address them. And Diane, they can vote on it, right? You've never actually taken it before the board, have you?
Actually, I ran for the board and was on the board.
Okay, was it ever
try it internally?
What's that?
I tried to make this change.
While you were on the board?
I ran for the board, got elected to the board.
Are you still on the board?
No, nope, I'm not.
Well, you should be, because that would be a really great place to start.
Well, I started there.
And they opposed you.
Pardon me?
They opposed you.
Absolutely.
I mean, in this issue.
It was 3-2. I had another board member, and it was 3-2.
And what sense did you get from homeowners? What Mark said, basically, if they're affected?
The ones who addressed the subject and listened to it and thought it through did not want to get involved. They put their house up for sale. There are about 11 of those who just put their place up for sale and got out.
How bad is the flooding?
It's pretty bad. It can come right up on some of the units. It can come right up to the floorboards of the unit.
I don't understand why they didn't just do a special assessment to begin with. Why do they care?
It's not that expensive.
So why? So Mark's question: why?
Why?
Why didn't they?
They give me all kinds of reasons. Every time I ask, they give me a reason, and it's always changing.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to have to bring it before the board again and get enough homeowners who care to be at the board meeting.
Yeah.
You have to. That's okay. Here are the only choices.
Yeah.
One, you go before the board, and hopefully with people there, and you say, I think we need to address this and put it to a vote. Okay, that's option one. That's the first option. Put it before the board. The second option is to do it yourself. Okay, now with all the ramifications, whether you like it or not, that's a choice. Okay, the third is to sue, bring a lawsuit against the HOA, and so you got those three options. What else? That's all there is.
Yeah.
So pick one.
Exactly.
Pick one, and the lawsuit, unfortunately, will be a lot. It will be a lot of money, but I think you could probably get a summary judgment pretty quickly. But it's going to cost you way more than a pump, way more.
And I understand, and I'm not a lawyer, but I understand that the legal costs are not reimbursable.
Well, no, you may get attorney's fees sometimes if something is egregious, but I doubt you would get attorney's fees.
She probably means by statute.
No, yeah, there are no statutes that allow you to get attorney's fees in this, no.
Okay.
So
can you explain that a little bit more?
There's no law that says there are certain laws for certain legal actions that pay out legal fees. This is not one of them.
Right. Okay. Right. Okay.
You'd have to sue for legal fees at the end. You'd have to say, Your Honor, we'd like our fees paid. If a judge feels that the other party is putting up a fuss for nothing or shouldn't have done it, they will not often, but they will award attorney's fees. So here's the most difficult thing, getting the money to sue. I don't think you should do that. Here's what I would do. I'm not telling you what to do. I would put the pump in for my own unit, and then I would just have insurance to cover me. And if somebody sues me, I don't see how they can sue you. They can sue you, I guess, if it doesn't work. Then they can say, well, you're the one that put the pump in. But then you have insurance for that. You're not doing anything egregious. So I don't see why your insurance wouldn't cover you under that liability, even if they did blame you. If the other party came after you, your insurance would fight their insurance. I mean, that's really, the only claims you might get is subrogation. I mean, I guess if someone was electrocuted by the pump somehow, well, there's all kinds of crazy things that can happen.
Well, that's another little...
yeah, but reverse that, Tom. What happens if it does break, she doesn't fix it, and the foundation cracks and floods? She could just be as liable.
You're right. Under these conditions, with the management company and the board taking the position that it's the unit's owner's responsibility, under those conditions, he's exactly right. The next rain that comes, if it damages anyone other than you, they're coming after you. Because they're going to go to the board and they're going to say, why didn't this sump pump work? And the board's going to say, well, that's the homeowner's responsibility, and she knew about it. And I'm telling you, Mark is right. It's probably worse for you now because you know there's a problem.
And even though they know there's a problem, and they installed the pumps and they maintained them.
Yeah,
for
I know,
20
but
years.
we went through this again. You're not saying anything new.
Yeah.
Even though they did it, even though they changed their mind. Again, you either accept it, or you fight them in court, or you try to get them to change it friendly with a vote. Okay.
Call Ryan Wood.
Yeah, and why? I mean, why when she can, for a few $100, just put the pump in, right? Just drop the pump. I don't know why you're so resistant. You know what? You're going to be liable either way, so why wouldn't you just spend $600 and get a pump?
Because she doesn't think it's fair. And it's not fair.
Well,
it isn't fair. No, you're right.
But also the liability.
Okay, I just said you're going to have liability no matter what. No matter what. That's what insurance is for, the liability. You understand if they sued you, your insurance company would cover it.
It depends on what they sued me for.
No, that's not true at all.
So the foundation?
That's not true at all. If you put that in, how would they sue you for cracks in the foundation? At the risk of losing about 90% of my audience right now because this is so godly boring, but how would they sue you for cracks? Give me the scenario right now. You put a brand new sump pump in, how do you get sued for cracks in the foundation?
Oh, if I put it in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you get sued?
Yeah, well, that's a good point. If the pump should fail...
If it fails, and it was your responsibility, which they said it is, then they would sue you, and your insurance company would cover you. So, enough said. I can't say it anymore, Diane. And this is where the other woman called and said I'm a bully because I drive a point home and then I shout. So I'm going to tell you, put the pump in. Put it in. And then make sure you have great insurance, even an umbrella policy. But don't belabor this damn thing. You know they're not going to do it voluntarily. They're not. Jeez. Sometimes.
Hey, watch it.
Wow. Okay, listen. Now, what happens when you go fishing and you send your fish back by FedEx? What happens when it doesn't show up? What do you think that smells like? How do they ship fish?
They pack it in ice.
We're going to talk about that coming up. Rocky's Auto, 63rd and Federal. If you want a used car, truck, SUV, or van, Rocky's is the place. I'm going to tell you, it's not too soon to start thinking about, four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, front-wheel drive. They have them all. And they have variety. That's the word. If you had to sum up Rocky's, the first word that would come up, I'd say, is variety. The next one, big. The next one, friendly. The next one, convenient. Okay? The reason is that they have so much variety in color, in cost, in models, in makes, in years. They have variety in financing. Credit unions, banks, lending institutions, and they can get you the loans right there. And they have variety in salespeople. All kinds of salespeople that you will come to like. I mean, really, one is nicer than the other. And then in addition to that, they have so much room to shop, to park. It's just convenient. 63rd and Federal, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8. 303-426-4646.
This report is brought to you by the UPS Store. Good news on the west side of town. It looks like that ramp from eastbound I-70 to
Southeastbound C-470 has finally reopened. Cars are going
So where do you want me to
there.
take you to lunch?
On the west side of town. Why? Crash being
Because I owe you lunch for
on 25.
Do you really have a third
up to the shoulder. Traffic
Oh, I didn't know that.
Some big delays there. They've got
Oh, do you want me to?
eastbound
I
side.
know.
Get it cold.
Okay.
That's
So then we'll all go
How
to
fancy is
Well, I'm
going to simply transfer one of the ones Ted owes me to you.
We're doing like next negotiations.
for
2 or 3 of the 10 ones.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was going to be a case, Tom, but I guess this is the...
That is a case.
Yeah.
Do you want my case?
It is kind of nice. Oh, yeah.
Put it on Facebook. It's the new Coke Zero that Suzanne thought had nothing but sugar in it.
I do it so much. Oh, we got that on TV, so it's Suzanne normally isn't like this.
I'm normally not wrong.
Did you rarely flips everything off?
On Google?
Yeah, that's fine. And then I can carry it over.
Share it to Stephanie's Facebook.
So now we have, oh, there you go. Now we have an angel at Coca-Cola. There you go. Just in case you have a problem with.
Wait, I want another picture.
Oh, you didn't
like
that?
It's too much head.
Mark takes too
Somebody
much
was
light.
too much head.
No, I read an article.
Turn the light on for the picture, too.
And I'm like, Tom, you're fine.
Everybody, put your sunglasses on.
You're not good. Anyway, so we got an argument, and now I was wrong. The rest of the bill changed, they just changed the name.
Oh, it's crazy.
The rest of the ones.
Yeah, it used to be called Coke Zero, now it's called Coke Zero Sugar.
On the low light.
But the one is incredible.
This is a big time difference. But they changed the packaging.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Talking about the news that's happening.
So then DAC reaches out to Coca-Cola, they said they're going to send them new Coke, and that's what they get.
That's cool.
Better hope it's not actually from that lady that he was bullying.
Yeah, good point.
Where's my mouse? There it is. 303-713-TALK. Wink and Wink are bankruptcy attorneys that I hope you never, ever, ever need. But if you do, they are great. Chapter 7, Chapter 13. They also do debt settlement and restructuring. If you need to talk to them, they're at 303-410-1720, 303-410-1720. Really good people. winkandwink.com. And speaking of good people, we have our roofers here today. And there are so many changes. And we were talking about deductibles and the way they value roofs and limit your payments. People, if they keep the money, they don't understand how that's going to hurt them. If they keep the money, they don't have the deductible, or they don't want to get the work done, or it's not leaking. Can you explain? You know how's it going to hurt them, Mark?
Well, it's just like hail damage on a car. It's not going to be covered next time.
And they will subtract not just the value of it, but what they think it also added to the damage, right?
That's exactly right. What people will do, especially with these actual cash value policies, if they have a $10,000 claim, maybe the insurance company only pays $5,000, they go ahead and they don't want to pay their $1,000 deductible. So what happens is they just keep the claim. They don't do the roof. And what happens then is the insurance company, if they find out about it, they're going to limit the liability on the roof. They're not going to pay for it next time. But that especially will bite you in the butt when you go to sell the property. Because when you sell the property, the home inspector is going to catch it, and then you're going to have to pay the full value of the roof. And we talked about people paying out of their pocket. Isn't that what you experienced, Dave, is people all of a sudden they have to do the roof because maybe they didn't do it the last hailstorm?
Yeah. A lot of times I will ask the people when I go out, and I ask them, what is your plans? Are you planning on selling the house? Because I know if you're planning on selling the house, you're exactly right. The home inspector will catch it. And then it will be something that they will have to come out of pocket. It becomes a negotiating factor in the sell.
So it just messes things up completely. Now, that doesn't go for just hail damage. If you have prior damage to your roof that you don't get fixed, I don't even mean an insurance claim, but damage. If something happened, your kid was up there or something to the roof or the shingles, and they see any problems up there that were there before, they're going to deduct it. They're more stingy now. They're going to deduct it. If you had a satellite dish put on and they say, well, they didn't do it properly, they're going to deduct it. They're going to say this much damage was caused by that.
That's exactly right. That satellite dish, if it's not installed correctly and it causes a leak or something like that, and then you file a claim later on, you're right. The insurance companies are getting more and more picky, and it's just because there has been so many claims in Colorado for roofs. It's expensive.
Have you guys ever finished a roof up, and then within a week or 7 days, another hailstorm wipes it out?
Oh, my God, really?
Mm-hmm. We have been working on a roof, had it half complete, it hailed that night, and then we went back the next day, and so we had torn the entire roof off.
Do you go to your insurance company, or do you go back to the homeowners?
No, it's the same. It's the homeowners.
It goes back to the homeowners.
It's a new claim.
There's a new claim, and the problem with that is it's a new deductible.
Ay, ay, ay.
So that's a problem right there, and it does happen every now and then. I think in the 24 years we've been in business, I've seen that happen 2 times. So it is pretty rare. And as we're getting out of hailstorm season right now, this is a good time when people should be giving us a call and getting on our list. If they want a roof before the snow flies, they should be calling us now and getting on the list and getting an estimate to get it taken care of.
And honestly, Dave, in some of those Colorado spring storms, you guys had a $2 billion storm not long ago. A lot of people that didn't get the roof replaced or didn't think they had damage, they should call you now and have it checked out because that 1 year is coming up. In fact, it might have already passed.
That's correct. They should find out from a reputable roofer. We are. Give us a call, and we can just check it out just to see if you have damage. And that's all we need to know.
Yeah, I would call a roofer before an adjuster every time because it doesn't count against you if you don't have damage. If you call an adjuster, even if they don't put out a dime, and
not a public adjuster.
No, not a public adjuster. But if you call a regular your insurance adjuster, it's going to count against you. What Mark was alluding to, a public adjuster, is if you have a big claim, it's not even a big claim. If you have a claim involving more than just a simple roof, like you have leakage, you have ceiling, or you have windows involved, or some siding, and it might, insurance adjusters, regular ones working for the insurance company, will never, ever, ever, ever give you an fair adjustment, ever. And the public adjusters are the ones you hire, and then they work for you to increase your claim. However, some of them work from the beginning, and even if you get a settlement, they want 10% or 20% of everything. I don't agree with that. I think you get your best settlement and then get one in and only pay on the extra.
I got to tell you something. We're going to have a caller. I'm not going to say when or who, but we're going to surprise her. It went from something she was going to pay about $600 out of pocket to fix. I sent you-know-who out there. You-know-who. You ready for this number?
How much?
80. Not 8.
80,000?
80,000.
What was the original claim?
Gosh.
She was going to pay $800 cash out to have some. I don't even want to say it because she doesn't know it's 80 yet.
What was the original?
We're going to tell her on the air.
What was the insurance going to pay?
She wasn't even going to turn it in because her deductible was more than what her neighbor said he could fix it for.
Oh my God!
But what she didn't see was
so she was going to pay
underneath.
She was going to pay $800.
That's right.
To her neighbor, so she could save on her deductible, which was about what, $5,000?
Whatever, $2,000.
So now he went out there and found 80,000. Mark, this is
80,000.
This is one for the record books.
I know.
We need to take video of
it. Well,
it.
this is why we're doing it on air.
Can we go out and do it on video?
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah, we can.
Maybe we should go do it on video.
Hold on, Doug. You have a problem with a public adjuster?
Yeah.
What is the problem?
Well, so I had some water damage back in November. It took a little while to file a claim. I actually had this is my first home. I had a lender-placed insurance, which I didn't realize was bad because they didn't actually. I had insurance. Aquin put lender-placed insurance on, and there's like $10 more came out of the escrow. A lot easier than paying $400 every February. So I just went with that, and then apparently they didn't put my name on the policy.
Well, they don't. It's lender-placed. The reason they put that on is because you're supposed to have insurance.
Right. So I did, and they put it. Aquin got sued for all this stuff a while back. I wasn't a part of that. I should have. But generally, so what happened is I hired a public adjuster. They met with the insurance. Insurance came out and cut like a $4,600 check. All my estimates were between like $19,000 and $34,000. Then Metro they called back and said that they couldn't go forward with the claim, and because there's no money in it for them because my name was on the policy, this and that. So I went forward with it. Ended up getting an independent adjuster out there from my insurance company, and he came out. And then that's when Metro decided they pop back in and try and, after they quit, say that, oh yeah, no, it was wrong. We didn't mean like. So I just kind of was stuck with these guys, and I didn't want them there. But at the same time, they said I signed a contract, and the more I started thinking about it, I'm like, well, if they quit, so my contract, they should get a quarter.
So where did it end? I mean, where does this whole thing end?
This was a month ago, and I'm still waiting. The independent adjuster turned in the paperwork to my adjuster a month ago, and still hasn't done anything with it. I don't even know what the claim is worth. Like, I can't get a hold of him. He was going to call me back.
It's a public. When you say an independent adjuster, are you talking about an actual public adjuster?
No, the independent adjuster was for the insurance company.
Yeah.
The original guy that came out and gave me $4,600, he got fired.
Okay.
So they sent out an independent adjuster, basically.
Guys, I can't make head or tails of this. Jay, do you have any idea what he's saying?
I'm getting lost also. Doug, did you bring a public adjuster into the deal at some point?
Yes, the public adjuster was there for the first meeting with the insurance adjuster, American Modern.
And so did they agree on a price? Did they come up with a dollar amount that they're going to give you?
They gave me a $4,600 check, and my estimates were between 19 and 31. And then that's when my public adjuster, which is Metro, said that they're not going to go forward and present me anymore because there's no money in it. So
they were basically saying the claim's so small they don't want to do it. Well, you got a crappy public adjuster.
Well, are they charging him for it, though?
Well, he doesn't know. It sounds like they quit and they left the contract, but, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
So now will they take what he gets? That's the thing. I mean, did you...
They're holding on to the check.
I was out of the room, but...
He's saying that he got $4,600, but his actual cost is going to be somewhere between $19,000 and $36,000. So that's what his problem is. He needs to get the
Can we get a hold of this public? You got to he has to let you out of the contract.
Yeah, well, and he's holding the check right now.
Well, he can't have it both ways. I mean, just give us his info and we'll call him.
No, what I'm saying is he's not doing anything, he said, right?
Well, apparently he came out and did the first part.
No, who's got the money?
Oh, my God, I feel like I'm in a Dr. Seuss ad here.
Who has the money? Who has the check right now?
No, he never said who has the money. It did.
The independent adjuster has it right now. I'm sorry, the public adjuster that I hired that quit on me has the money because he came to the
who's on first,
which I got.
So
I personally called the insurance and made them get another adjuster out.
Doug, okay.
Yes.
What's the name of the public adjuster?
Marvin Strubar.
How'd you find him?
It was, I don't know, like a Metro Public Adjustment an ad or something online.
So he works for this company, Metro?
Yes.
Okay.
And he signed a contract with you and negotiated, and this was from the get-go or after you got a settlement?
From the get-go.
And then he calls him back and says, hey, we don't want any part of it.
Right. But he has your check.
Yeah, so this sounds like we just need to call him.
Wait. There's more than one check?
Well, he's holding on to one right now. I don't know what it's worth, and I don't know what.
Was there ever any other check issued?
No, just the $4,600.
Okay.
Issued.
So basically, he took the money and he never called you. That's what you call a thief.
Well,
right?
no, because it's a check, and if I'm understanding the process right, this guy and the public adjuster both need to sign and endorse the check.
And
this public adjuster expects to get money from this $4,600, and it's going to cost you $93,000 to fix it.
No. So the first insurance adjuster paid me $4,600 with my representation, and then when they quit, I personally got them to send out another adjuster, and this was an independent adjuster.
And how much?
And so basically he decided to come back on after.
How much?
I don't know.
So you are going to get more. You are going to get more money.
And I bet they're negotiating with that public adjuster.
So that answer is you're going to get more money. We have to call Metro. We got to call this place. Or ask our public adjuster that we know if he knows him. Let's call. And then there's an association, Rocky Mountain, and they're good people that you might want to contact. But we're going to get a hold of. I mean, look, this guy should communicate with you. If nothing less, he should. This is we got to take a break. But man, that's incredible. That story is incredible. That he's just leaving them like that. Usually you communicate.
I would think there's more to this.
There has to be way more to the story. So we're going to reach out.
Hey, who's the best flooring company in the world?
Oh, you know, we love Buddy and Simply Floors. We really do. He's a good guy. When you're looking for floor coverings, there's really only one choice for convenience, individual attention, product experts, supreme customer service, and the best prices when you combine all of those, simplyfloors.com. Also on our referral list at referrallist.com. Listen, we got great people on the referral list.
Simply Floors Inc.
Oh, simplyfloorsinc.com. Doggone it, I keep saying simplyfloorsinc.com. That's really important because you can do everything on that website. And that means everything. You can do all of the scheduling, and you can look at all of his prices and all of the selection, and or you can go to his showroom. But first go to simplyfloorsinc.com. There are no obligation quotes given in your home. You know, a lot of people first make you come in and commit to something, or at least pick a product. Then they go to your home and do the measuring and all that. Buddy says, no way. Just we'll come out to the house and have a relaxed visit, and then, and only then, if you're comfortable, you pick some stuff out. But let me take a look and see what I can do for you. You can save up to 40% on hardwood or laminates or luxury vinyl tile and carpeting. The guy knows his stuff, and that's what's really important. Not only does he know his stuff, but then he knows how to sell at a value. Buddy Mitchell is always being raved about. He has great reviews. Simply Floors is all about simplicity and convenience. You pick the product, and everything else leave to them. So here's that website, Simply Floors Inc. You know, like incorporated, INC. SimplyFloorsInc.com.
This
is brought to you by Hum by Verizon. Drive across the highways, the metro area. Good news on the west side of town.
There was one that called.
I think Metro just figured out there was enough cash. That lady wanted out.
Has reopened, so no delays on the west side of town. There's a crash in the final.
That's what it was. Don't you think Metro probably figured out there wasn't enough money in the deal?
We said it was just a crash. I think. You know what? This guy doesn't know what the independent adjusters want to forecast.
Yeah, I agree with that. He might not know.
So he doesn't know.
He thinks it's like $600. But he's saying Metro wants out of the deal.
I don't know. That's the confusing part to me. So Metro's still being communication.
Hey, whatever happened to that one lady
they're out of the deal.
who went out there and stuff?
Why would Metro have to check?
If I was spraying, I would have ran.
I never heard of a public adjuster being sent.
You mean the nut bag?
Yeah, well, she wasn't that bad, but she had the guy bought all this stuff, left it in there, and then the Home Depot.
Let's talk about Pro Auto Care. If you want someone to treat you like a child, I mean that in a good way. They're like your car nanny. So really, you know, you're reminded what you need and when you need it. And that's what I love. Pro Auto Care. Al Ramos has 2 locations, one near Evans and I-25. You just go east a little, then north on Dahlia, or south on Santa Fe, south of Bowles, right near Arapahoe Community College. And the great thing is that they have Martino specials just for Martino listeners. And all you have to do is go to the website to find them, 303proauto.com. So if you go to 303proauto.com, you just click on my name or face, and you'll find specials. And there are some great specials, especially like for new customers. He wants to get you acquainted. There's an oil change for around $15. I'm telling you, if you go to that website, you will find all kinds of deals. But here's what's great about Al and the team. They're knowledgeable, they have great value, but in between every service or repair, you get roadside assistance free of charge for being part of the Pro Auto family. And that's not just in Denver, but that's coast to coast. Free roadside assistance. Give them a call, 303-PRO-AUTO. That's 303-PRO-AUTO. And the website, as I said, is 303proauto.com.
Are you a U.S. veteran? American Financing wants to say a huge thank you for your service. If you haven't taken advantage
of your VA benefits, then now is the time before rates
Yeah,
go up.
I know you're talking about. I got to ask Freddie what he found out. But she couldn't have done things in a worse way. I mean, honestly, God. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Any existing mortgage into a VA
Just
loan,
people that,
you
I
need
mean,
to be able to take
God,
out
you
cash
give so
to
much
pay off
money up
some of your
front.
existing debt. So you
Money up front?
hundreds of dollars a month in interest.
You know what I say?
Don't pay a cent?
You don't pay a cent.
And then I picture this little frog jumping around. I got this vision of your advertising.
Love the frog.
American Financing.
I think the frog should fight like
I saw that frog in Cancun.
So call American
I got my
Financing.
are they
obligated to say when they got 303-6957.
We never hold
5 seconds, guys, quiet. Quiet.
22-334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Addiction is something that is very, very difficult to talk about. If it's affecting you, of course, it's really difficult. And I hope you're listening, because I'm not going to preach to you, but I got some things to tell you. And if you are listening and have someone you know who's an addict, this is especially for you. Now, this is how pervasive it is. I'll bet you everyone in this studio right here, and I'll bet you everyone listening knows an addict, right? Or a former addict, because that is how common it has become. Painkillers especially, or opiates or meth, heroin, alcohol, of course. Now, the Raleigh House is a treatment place that has about 4 locations in the Denver metro area. And they have one out in the country, I think, too. Yeah, they're just opening. And we've met with the owner and the staff and really, really have come to know these people. They care. And here's what they're doing. They have a number that's established for me that people can call to find out how to talk to the addict in their life. So if you call this number, they're not going to try to quick sell you or anything. You can get any information you want, transparent, everything about it, including costs and what insurance covers, because insurance, thank God, covers most of it, because no matter where you get treatment, it's not a cheap deal. But I have to tell you about this. They have worked with people who can't pay as well. Now, I'm not going to get into their finances, but what I'll tell you is this. The important thing is at least get an addict thinking they want treatment. And the Raleigh House can help you approach the addict in your life. Just call this number, and you can tell them you were listening to me or not, because this number is for people who want to talk to their addicts in their life. And if you're an addict yourself, just identify yourself right up front. They're good people. And, of course, everything is covered by HIPAA privacy laws. 720-893-5559. 720-893-5559. So do it. Don't wait, because no one's going to try to sell you anything. Just call and find out how you can get involved with helping the addict in your life. 720-893-5559.
Sean Hannity lives here. Really, he lives here. He's got a car in the back.
Just ask him.
You want to come back to my place for a cup of coffee?
He'll do a meet and greet.
Oh my God.
You don't have a problem doing a meet and greet out there, do you?
No, what am I doing? Hey, if you are 62 or older, look into reverse mortgages only if you have enough equity and you have some plan for your life, because it's not for everyone. And that's why I know there are a lot of people, Johnny-come-latelys, getting into this program. So that's why I'm just going to give you this website, approvalreverse.com. Really, Joan is the only one, and her team, she and her team, the only ones I trust to truly give you the lowdown on the reverses, where they work and where they don't. But it's really good for elderly people in certain conditions. 303-771-3528. Okay, we are out of time, and I wanted to talk more about this public adjuster, but we'll have a follow-up on that. And then Mark has that crazy follow-up where you said, what, $80,000?
80G.
Oh, man.
Plus, we got a motorhome follow-up coming real soon.
All right, don't forget, excelroofing.com or petrolliroofing.com in the Springs, and save all your problems for me.
Linda and Michelle, the sisters from Brothers.
That's an interesting one. Needs financial advice for fighting cancer.
I know, right?
Yeah, I know.
Even with that cool motif here at Brothers. Summer's not done, so it's a perfect time to call Brothers. A summer checkup for your home air conditioner is definitely a cool thing when that monthly power bill arrives. Plus, we guarantee that your system won't break down. And that's way cool. When you keep your system calibrated and cleaned, it just runs easier. And then you can really chill.
Brothers Plumbing, Heating and Electric.
Online at brothersplumbing.com.
This is you over 30 years ago.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
And this is your mom now.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Roles change without us noticing. That's why AARP